good morning, wherever you're in the world. Welcome to X-Men Live. My name is Lionel Miranda. Right beside me, we got Mr. Mark Polinsky, famous Portuguese Polinskis. Happy to have you here.
Yeah, happy to be here.
And what we're going to be discussing today is, we both got our books.
Yeah.
Yes, Lumineth. So Lumineth came out a while ago. It's nothing new. So what we're going to do is we're going to review the book at more nuanced perspective. So we're not going to read you the book. We're just going to talk about the parts of the book in more of a 1,000-foot view, but definitely a little bit more, how would you put it? Yeah, nuance. I try not to use the word nuance again, but good hooks. How's that?
Yeah, looking at different builds, looking at the things you can do.
Insights.
Insights.
There you go. Mark played a few weeks ago, quite a few weeks ago now, I guess.
Yeah.
At the Clash in Quebec, fantastic event held annually in Trois-Rivières, run by a great crew of guys out there. And we had a blast while we were there. Mark went 5-0. That's right.
What?
And we're going to be talking about his list, to which I forgot to do slides for.
That's okay.
That's fine. Everything's fine. We're talking about it in broad strokes, so there'll be no images for that. But that's fine. That's fine. We have slides for everything else. So we're going to talk about the book, where it's at right now in the current. At the moment we are recording this, we are in the 4th edition of the game, and we are on the
Gairan GHB.
Scourge of Gairan GHB, and we're right at the door
of like actually.
Yeah, the new GHB for 2026, 2027.
Warhammer community has just posted on Monday, like a preview of some of the rules. So that's basically all I know.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it for the new GHB.
But we're excited, obviously, because we've been playing a ton of the previous one, and I'm ready. My body's ready.
My body and my mind is ready to move on.
My body's ready for a new edition, that's for sure.
100%.
Okay, so without further ado, Gaio, you could cover my face now. We're going to talk about the Lumineth battle traits. More specifically, what are they called? Scriptures?
Battle scriptures, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so battle scriptures. Again, we're not going to go through it every single one. What we're going to do instead is I'm going to ask my friend Mr. Polinsky and go, is there a particular one you like to start off with?
Yeah. It's mainly River. River is what you mostly start off with, and this is the pick 2 friendly LRL units, and anybody is within 12, you're -2 to charge them. And the reason why you do this on the first battle round is oftentimes in a lot of other scriptures, you gain additional benefits for having picked that one first. There are arguments for picking a different one first, depending on your build and depending on what list you have. For my list, when I talk about it, I went a different way. But for most lists, I think most people agree that River is a really good place to start. And then from there, it unlocks, if you pick a Strength, for example, you get +1 to wound on your attacks. If you pick Rune, you get -1 to wound.
So hold that for 1 second. So the idea here is, you guys, you pick a glyph, and then when you pick another glyph, not only do you get that glyph, but it combines with the previous one.
No,
right?
That's not even accurate. Yeah, it's like more complicated than that.
Yeah.
Literally, you pick a glyph, and you now have that on your battle scripture. You now pick another glyph, and you get not that same ability, but you get an additional ability when you pick your next glyph.
An interaction.
You picked that previous glyph. Yeah.
Yeah, you get an interaction. And they each interact differently. Sounds very complicated.
Get yourself one of these bad boys if you play.
Etsy. So what are you
Etsy, yeah. There's so many different ones of versions of this. I just got this one. I find it was incredibly helpful for my opponents because explaining all of this,
it sounds like you're cheating.
Sounds like you're cheating. And it sounds so overly complicated. So when you have the visual aid and you can literally show people, they like, I understand it. And it's basically like, you can see on here, I have the abilities that are attached to all of these different symbols. But at the bottom of each of these symbols, I have the enhanced effects. So as long as I've picked one of these scriptures, the bottom effects, scriptures previously, I gain their benefits. Hopefully you'll understand.
So going rivers foundationally
is usually really, really strong, depending on your list. And I'll talk about this. I, again, at the tournament at Clash, picked strength and then as my first one, and then went wind. And there's a very important reason for that, and I'll talk about that when we get to my list, because it will make more sense and more about the event as a whole.
A popular one is rivers and mountain.
Rivers and mountain is super, super popular.
Because rivers does the -2 to charge, mountain gives the
5-up ward.
The 5-up ward,
Yeah. And then because you picked river previously, the river will give you -1 to wound to the units that have a 5-up ward.
Yeah.
And to be understanding as well, Lumineth, for whatever reason, didn't just get -1 to hit for that unit. They've gotten the best version of -1 to hit, -1 to wound, because it is if you are within 3. So you don't have to actually target that unit. You can put it on any one of your units, and as long as your opponent is within 3 of that unit, they are -1 to wound. They are -1 to hit.
Like it's an aura of -1.
Think of it like that, but it's only if they're in combat. It's only within 3.
Yeah.
So
it's not just that unit that's -1. If you charge my buddy who doesn't have that ward, but you're within 3 of me,
you're still -1 to wound.
Yeah.
You're still -1 to hit.
It's bonkers.
So it's so good for that reason.
It's absolutely bonkers.
Yeah.
This is what happens. Sorry, we're going back to the page here. See that? That's an entire page of text and really cool interactions. Immediately you know this is not a destruction doll.
Yes. And it's beautiful because it's created nuance in list building. And it's the reason why I've liked this army so much.
Yeah.
Because there are so many different ways I have seen other LRR players build lists and play their games. And they pick completely different routes from me. They completely different units, and they make it work, and it's fascinating, and it's interesting, and it's nuanced. And I'll talk about that as I see the units and give you guys suggestions on what you can potentially do with these units in certain matchups, and it's really, really interesting.
I don't play Lumineth. I love this.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's really, really awesome.
The design, amazing.
Amazing.
Absolutely amazing. Whoever designed this,
well done. Yeah.
extremely well done.
This is like an A+ book. Like this is S tier.
In an edition
Yeah.
where list building is absolutely terrible,
Yeah.
to put it lightly,
Yeah. Agreed.
this, fascinating.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah, this is fascinating. This makes me want to play Lumineth.
Yeah.
I won't because I have a soul, but if I didn't have the soul,
I sold mine long ago.
I would play this. This is
Absolutely.
the coolest. This is I know we're on it for a little bit, but this is probably the most beautifully designed battle trait in the game. What do you think?
Absolutely. 100%.
What do you think?
I've played...
No bias, of course.
No bias, of course, but like I have played... I play every elf faction, so I am playing the good armies. And like, I play Soulblight, I play all of them. They all have a very similar problem, which
stuff.
is cool stuff.
Yeah, cool.
But like, they all have a similar problem. I look at the battle traits and I go, cool, those are there, and they make me usually do a thing.
Yeah.
And then I look in the book, and I look at the book and I go, what is the best thing for those battle traits and how they attach to those units? And as long as the two meet and kiss, I'm good, right? Like, that's what it is at the end of the day. You look at the battle traits and you go, how can this apply best to the best units in the army? And there you go, there's my list.
Yeah, because all the units are spectacular because of
This, right?
Yeah.
The units on themselves, when we explore some of the actual core units, they're nice, but they're like, on face value, they're like, okay. But then when you add the nuance, it's just, it unlocks and it becomes super interesting and nuanced and really, really cool.
And then you get all these different builds, and it's absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. All right, so those are the battle traits. We're going to go now into battle formations. Also very blessed. I'm going to probably say all of them are really, really good. You could do arguments, but we're going to go over some specific ones. So let us go start off with, Gaio. We'll go with the artifacts first because I think that's what you got lined up next. So we'll go to the artifacts. We'll just put the artifacts and then we'll go to battle formations after. So there are 3 of them, but only one of them actually really matters, and that's Silver Wand. Is there anything else more to be said?
No, you +1 to cast. Why would I want to go for anything else? People argue Phoenix Stone because you can bring something back and heal D3 on a 3-up, and it's like the first time you die. There's nothing in the book that is generic that can take that is worthwhile.
Yeah, and the lore in the book is so good.
It just
+1 to cast is massive.
When you have the shrine too, you have the shrine that gets you re-rolling casts.
With a +1.
With a +1, you re-roll casts. You can counter cast and also have that re-roll with +1 to cast. There's no competition. It's the obvious one.
We're in agreement. We're simpatico. If you argue that, love to hear about it in the comments.
Yeah.
I think Silver Wand is by far the best. Absolutely. Speaking of also the best, let's go to the next thing, which is the heroic traits. Am I saying that right? Right?
Yep.
Heroic traits. Again, there's one standout. Folks, again, we're not going to go through every single thing.
No.
There's tons of channels that have already done that. So now we're highlighting and talking about what we feel is the best ones.
Yep.
So heroic traits. I think the big standout here is Acolyte of Ruins.
Yep. It's basically, you get to pick a 3rd unit. So
a 3rd unit for
your battle scriptures.
Yeah, that's big.
That's a huge deal. It's a 3rd unit that's a hero, and your hero is the strongest thing in the book, easily, very, very, very strong.
Yeah.
And the fact that you get to pick 2 units and then pick a hero that's wholly within 12 of usually your hero that's in the shrine, it's super easy to be just a force multiplier. The more you consistently pick battle scriptures and pick these symbols, the more units you get to pick. But this lets you pick 3, and it's just great.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful. Everything like the other 2 are fine. You think it's cool, then do that. Like a redeploy at a minimum 4.
It's cute. It's good.
I'm not saying that's bad.
No.
It's just, the fact.
Yeah.
The most powerful thing about this book is the traits.
Yes.
The battle traits.
And
now you get to add
designed.
another one? Like, how do you say no to that?
No, you say no to that. Exactly.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else?
I mean, there's the other one. That's not important. You pick 3, and you get to move infantry units, and you get to move them. The problem is in the deployment phase, like, you're not alphaing people with this army a lot of the time. Not with infantry. So this is a nothing burger to me. Yeah.
So Acolyte of Ruins.
Yep.
Bullshit. All right. So now let's talk about the actual formations.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about 3 out of the 4 of them.
Yeah.
Again, all 4 of them are really solid, folks. But we're going to talk 3 out of the 4. This one's priced at 10 points. This is Elemental Guardians.
Yeah.
Elemental Guardians, pick a friendly Lumineth Realm-lords monster to be the target. For the rest of the turn, ignore the first damage point that would be allocated to each visible friendly Lumineth Realm-lords unit in each phase while it is wholly within 12 inches. Good.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say about that one. It's fine.
I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think it's worth 10 points.
It's not worth 10 points. And that's the issue I have with it, is that I'm paying points for this when there are other ones that are better.
I don't get why
they pointed these weird in the battle formations. They gave points to ones that you really are not like the best.
They had a reason.
Like they must have done it in some kind of test, and they must have thought, for whatever reason, that the other 2 that are here are stronger. I don't see the advocacy for that. Like, this is fine, but
it is one of the 3 we're talking about. One of the 4
we're talking about. Like, this one is fine.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't pay 10 points for this when I have one that is free, that is just better, and we'll get to that one next.
Again, I don't want to downplay this. But this one really feels like something that is good against certain specific armies more than others. Like, for instance, you're banging up against Blades of Corn. Yeah. They operate basically in one phase.
Yeah.
Maybe 2.
Maybe 2.
Charge
phase, they have a couple abilities, but I know what you mean. Yeah.
Oh, power through, I guess. Every monster doesn't power through. But I mean, after their charge and after their attack, if you're alive, I guess you get the power through.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, it's fine. It's just not. It's like,
It is good. Not worth 10
you know
points.
what? That's interesting. This is actually kind of cool to bring up. The article, Warhammer Community,
Yeah.
talked about one of the tactics. And if you actually read one of the tactic cards, one of the tactics is you have to do damage in 3 phases.
Yes.
This is actually interesting for denying that. Something I just thought of. Like,
Oh, that's a good call.
In
Good
the
shout.
new GHB,
Yeah, good
maybe
shout.
this actually is something that is worthwhile because
In 26 and 27.
in
That's what it is.
2026, 27,
Yeah.
GHB, this could maybe be good because you're denying potentially that first tactic for that opponent.
It depends how popular that's going to be, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, who knows?
It's not a bad one.
It's not a bad one. It looks
Yeah,
good.
yeah, it does look good.
Anyways.
Good shout. And then we'll go into the Pilgrims of Hysh. Hysh. Okay, well, anyway, this is 20 points. And I'm not saying it's not good. I don't think it's 20 points good, though. So this is a Trick of Light. It is a passive, so it's on all the time. Friendly Lumineth Realm-lords units can use the power through command even if they have not charged this turn. This is genuinely good.
Yes. It's so cool what it does. I have a problem with it because being 20 points, I have to spend let's think about this for a second. I still spend a CP to be able to power through.
Yep.
I have to be more wounds than the unit I'm in combat with. All I'm doing here is taking away the restriction of charging, which is very good for one unit in the game, which is Eltharion.
Yep.
And we'll talk about why that's good on Eltharion, obviously. I think a lot of people who have played against Lumineth or know Lumineth know Eltharion is good, and we'll talk a bit more.
Eltharion is part of their allegiance ability.
Basically. It's a mandatory tax of 300 points that you're always going to take in every single list. Always. And it does protect Eltharion nicely. It is not at all worth 20 points because, like, of all these restrictions I'm talking about, your cavalry are 3 wounds apiece, which means even your cavalry are powering through on things that are 2 wounds or less. And even Eltharion, who's 7 wounds, means he's only powering through on things that are 6 wounds and less.
What about the Battle Llama?
Battle Llama, same thing.
Like, are you looking
7 wounds.
specifically through the lens of the heroic list, or are you looking at, like, is there I really like the idea of being able to power through without needing a charge, because it's a get out of jail free card, right? It allows you to disengage at the end of their turn.
I think
after they commit into you.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of lists that just don't care, to be honest. There's a lot of lists that exist. There's the all bats feck list that exists. There is baleful lords that exists. Like, these are armies that you're not going to be able to power through. They're 6 wound models, 14 wound models. This is now a useless battle trait that I have here, and for that reason, Trick of the Light becomes like not worth 20 points. Again, in other contexts, Nurgle, yeah, that's great. That's a great ability. Let me get out of combat for a sec. Right?
I would love this.
Sevireth is going to be able to use that very effectively.
Yes.
There are.
This
is really cool for skill expression. So for the fact that it's 20 points cost feels ridiculous. It should be not 20 points. It should be free. Shouldn't pay points for this.
Again, I don't get why they pay points.
No, I don't understand it either.
Yeah.
And it was like a knee jerk right off the top. And it's like, it's cool.
20 points is...
It's quite a lot for what it is.
Yeah, I think so. All right, so let's talk about the one that everyone actually takes.
Yes.
That you pay no points for. And maybe they just wanted the image of doing something about it, but not actually doing something about it. I don't know.
I have no idea.
All right, Warhost of Duality. Again, this is a passive on all the time. Strike as 1. All right. Effect. When players are alternating picking units to use the fight ability on, when it is your turn to pick a unit, you pick 2 friendly units of Lumineth Realm-lords instead of 1. Resolve the second fight ability immediately after the first. Nuts.
Yeah. I get to activate with 2 units before you get to... You activate, and then I activate with 2 units.
Any 2 units.
Any 2 units. Anywhere on the board.
No range.
There's no range. I don't need to be visible. It's just, I get to pick 2 units.
That's like, I'll pick Eltharion and Cowman. I'll pick Eltharion and Twins.
Amazing.
I'll pick almost always Eltharion and something else because Eltharion.
In my list, that I took to Clash, I was playing around with the Leonor. Leonor gets fight first, and as long as your opponent doesn't have fight first, it means you get to activate with 4 units. So you get to go Leonor and then fight immediately with something else like Eltharion. and then pick 2 other units because it's your first activation. On your opponent's turn, because it strikes last, you can countercast the strike. Sorry, countercast the strike first. Countercast the strike first. Have Eltharion pop in if something's engaged with Leonard. Fight with Leonard. Fight with Eltharion. Like, this is just the best one. Yeah. The fact that this didn't come out with points is insane. This being 20 points, justified.
I think I would pay 20 points.
I think most people would pay 20 points for that.
Yeah.
And this used to be something that was actually in the actual previous faction rules. Like
just as a trait.
Just as a trait.
Yeah.
And it was amazing back then, and the fact that it stayed in the form of a battle formation is awesome. Yeah.
Awesome is the word for it. Yeah, awesome is a word for it. I guess I don't know if it's the word I want to use for it. Yeah, holy cow! Oh, let's tone down that down.
Listen to some ads here.
Yeah, let's listen to some ads. Yeah, it is just the thing that should cost points. That's I'll say that.
Yeah.
All right, so we've done that.
Are we going to do Scinari Council, or are we just going to skip it?
Scinari Council?
The fourth one.
No.
Yeah, the fourth one is kind of.
Yeah, we're not.
There's kind of no point to that one.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it doesn't suck.
Yeah.
It doesn't suck. Okay, so but it's not like whatever. Yes. All right, so manifestation lore. I'll touch upon it.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's really, that's going to be the theme of this one. It's amazing.
It's really good.
It's incredible. So what the spell lore allows you to do, it offers you control. Like, they're all control spells in ways. You have to do a little bit, yes, one does a little bit of damage, but they ultimately are all control. That's really what they're trying to do. Hysh Twinstones lets you add a point for every cast that is successfully cast. And as you rack up those points, you can add that die roll, those points, to your casts, and then it goes back down to 0. So why is that so good? Because it works on casts, yes, and sometimes there's an important spell you want to cast. But more importantly, it works with unbinds. This literally has won me my final game. And this won Clash for me. Basically, my final game was against Tzeentch, and my opponent had an out, and he basically countercharged in with the Tzeentch hero. I don't know the name of it. The guy who has like the
thing on growing his back.
Yeah, growing his back.
Yeah.
Dude, he gets to cast when he's in combat.
Yeah.
Right? So he countercharges in with him into Eltharion.
Not Changeling.
Something else, not Changeling.
No, it's not Changeling.
It's something else.
Yeah.
But anyways, he
fully
gets to
armored.
cast. Yeah, fully armored, 3-up save.
Yeah.
Anyways, he gets to cast when he gets into combat. So he countercharges in, is in combat with him, and decides to cast Fold Reality to get him onto the other side of the board to do some tricks. Well, I have this Hysh Twinstones. He rolls a 9 to cast it. I cast it. I roll a 6 to unbind. I'm like, oh no, I didn't unbind it. And then I look over at the table and I see beside my shrine is the Hysh Twinstones. Loaded with 6 next to it. And I go, I'm going to spend 6. That's unbind on a 12. And now he dies. I table him by that end of that turn. So, like, that's what Hysh Twinstones excel at. They ruin your opponent's day.
They're the setup man.
Rune Petrification can make things fight last. You never count on it doing fight lasts. It does a bit of mortals.
It's free.
And it's free.
It's so good.
If you're in a position where you can cast it, do it.
It's on a 3+, right?
No. The fight last, you have to do 3 mortals, so you have to roll it on a 5.
Oh, they changed it.
Yeah. You have to do 3 mortals.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter
that
they warded.
Good.
Yeah, it doesn't matter that you warded or not, but you just have to allocate 3. So basically, you have to roll a 5-up. And on a 5-up, you pick that unit they fight last. Hey, there are definitely going to be games, and I've played against Lumineth, there were definitely games where my opponent rolled 3 5s and 3 units fought last. It's incredible for that. But it's very much like one of those units are going to fight last.
Yeah.
Who knows who?
Yeah.
And it might not be the unit that you want to have fight last on.
And then Sanctum.
That is your protection against shooting. I didn't use it to the best effect in my games. There definitely was a game where I could have used it more effectively. This was against Stormcast against Ridge, and he had 6 long strikes, and Sevireth could have been totally protected by the Sanctum. I just had forgotten that I had the Sanctum in my back pocket, and I just didn't fully process it all. But that Sanctum is amazing because you can put it around Sevireth. And Sevireth usually cannot be saved from against shooting because he's flying. And he's a monster. He's a big, big target. He's only 10 wounds with a 5-up ward, so he is susceptible to shooting. This now means you can't shoot Sevireth. You must shoot and target the Endless Spell. And that is an incredible ability.
It's an ablative wound.
Sorry?
It's an ablative shield.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can, when you shoot at Sevireth, or whatever is in there, you actually never target them. You actually target the Endless Spell. You have to kill the Endless Spell, then.
And then you are open to shooting Sevireth.
So your thing gains like 6 or 8 wounds, whatever that
Yeah,
worth.
it's 6 wounds, 4-up save, 6-up ward. That's not the important part. The important part is literally that it's a shield against shooting.
Yeah, 6
and
wounds.
then the awesome thing is you can shoot from it. So Sevireth now can put himself in the Sanctum.
Yeah.
You can cast it, put it around Sevireth. Sevireth is protected from the shooting phase, and then he responds to the counter shoot and pops out of it.
And line of sight's measured off of the spell, right?
I believe so. No. This is measured from him.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, it's just the unit's not visible.
Because
This
things
unit
like
is not
this.
visible to enemy units. Yeah, that's all it is.
That would be really good. All right, anything else more to be said about the manifestation lore other than the fact that it's just good?
Good.
Like real good.
Utility for days.
All right, so let's talk very briefly about
Spell lores?
the 2 lores. This book is blessed with 2 of them. One of them is completely fine, and then the other one is really effing good.
Yeah.
Is how I would put it. So let's look at the completely fine one, Lore of Hysh. Overall, probably I love Overwhelming Heat personally myself, which can reduce moves. Right? If I'm not mistaken?
You have the target's move characteristic until the start of your next turn.
Phenomenal. I am looking at it from my own destruction brain.
Yeah.
So when you go Maw Crusher, you move half. That's terrible. I now move 5 inches. Or any other monster for that matter, and go, you move
It's even
half.
funnier on like things like brutes. I mean, it's only 2 inches, but
So funny.
it's so funny when you have these units that move 4 inches and they move 2 inches. Don't you just love that, Lionel? Isn't that so much fun? Interactive, engaging. It's fun for the whole family.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
It's just great. Anyway,
so good.
So that's my standout spell.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, absolutely.
I think the other 2 are fine.
Yeah. If you take Scinari Council, you can have it unlimited and you can cast it on multiple units. And that's even more fun, Lionel.
That's great.
You can just make everybody in your opponent's army move.
I'm glad that one is not the good one. All right, so I don't know if there's much more to be said about the rest of the
There's
spells.
ones like you have one that can only hit on 4s, and the other one is a horde killer. They're fine.
Yeah.
The only hit on 4s though is redundant. You have things that are make you -1 to hit anyways.
Oh, you have so much defensive tech.
Defensive tech.
Like that,
so
that spell's almost redundant.
it's almost redundant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so let's go to the one that's glorious, which is the lore of the Awakened Realms. I'm going to shut up now. Go ahead.
Oh, it's incredible. I mean, unlimited spell to make things -1 to rend is incredible. And it's just -1 to rend to the target's weapons until the start of your next turn, which means shooting I just take away your rend. And it's unlimited, so I can target multiple units.
Yeah. How many wizards do you have in your army?
Well,
2, 3?
3.
3 units could be.
3 units can. Yeah. If you have the Enlightener can bounce it and pick another unit because it's unlimited. So basically, you just, it's incredible. You can pick so many units and debuff so many units to make them -1 to rend. -1 to rend obviously is an incredibly powerful and useful tool.
Yes.
Now you couple it with all of defense. If your opponent is rend 2, you're saving at your base save.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Really good.
Elemental Push, incredible spell as well.
Yep.
Cast on a 6, and you actually cast on a 7 if you are in combat and you're targeting a unit. If you're targeting a unit in combat, that's important to need to know. But it mainly casts on a 6 if you're out of combat. It casts on a 7 if you are in combat.
In combat.
Yeah.
In combat.
You get to move 5. So basically, in the hero phase, you get to retreat out 5 inches. I've done that consistently in my games with Eltharion. If I didn't want Eltharion in this combat, and you've put a bunch of stuff here to kind of keep Eltharion in combat, I now go Elemental Push, and now he's out of combat 5 inches.
Yeah.
And now he
Shows up
can
again.
also just move in the movement phase, and then show up somewhere wherever he wants to show up.
like countercasting elemental push.
Amazing.
Is just
Oh, I got you. You know, you're gonna not be able to escape with Eltharion, and you're like, cool, I'm able to push.
I'll just make the unit
I'm gonna move
5
him
inches
5
further.
inches, and now I'm just going
Yeah,
to.
and then I'll redeploy.
And then I'll redeploy.
It's like you can.
Oh, is he
legitimately
almost
charge.
dead? He's 6 wounds.
Yeah.
Oh, he might be almost dead.
Yeah.
Let me just rally with 9 dice. Oh, look, he's
yeah.
back up to full.
Yeah, all elemental push, get out of combat, rally. Yeah.
There's so many combos here with elemental push. It's incredible.
Out of activation movement is
Incredible.
incredibly strong.
The fact that
phenomenal
it casts on
spell.
6 is insane.
And
the fact that it's on 7 if you're in combat is like, this is where Silver Wand becomes so useful, because it's like, I still cast on a 6 with a reroll, to be clear, because you have the Shrine, and the Shrine lets you reroll one.
like the range of this isn't too forgiving.
Wholly within 12, yeah. I mean, you have to be kind of close.
Yeah.
So it's
That is the
mainly-
downside
That's
of
the downside,
this,
I guess.
yeah.
It's mainly meant to be like your opponent came into you,
Yeah.
and now you have the ability and flexibility to
Typically,
move out.
that's what you really do as a Lumineth
Yeah.
player, I think. Hey?
You sometimes you
what
want
I've
your
seen.
opponent to come at you, and then sometimes if your opponent doesn't, if they don't take the bait and come at you, you can go out to them, and you're fast enough in either way to respond.
Yeah.
And you have with Leonor, this is where the tech with Leonor is interesting, because as much as this isn't forgiving, there are times where I've literally gone, I don't want Eltharion in combat here, and Lyrior is in combat. And I could just muscle my way out of this and have him fight first on my opponent's turn and have the activations.
Yeah.
Or I could just get Eltharion out
Yeah.
and have him be safe. And that oftentimes is the case because you have to be with wholly within 12. They're always usually together. Lyrior, in my list anyways, Lyrior and Eltharion. That Eltharion now can be out of combat and now I can engage a different combat and have him in complete safety.
Yeah, you could actually elemental push out of combat and then countercharge.
Yeah, countercharging. Why would you do that? But I mean,
something else like
something
Leonor.
else. You could countercharge
you
with
can
Sevireth
get out.
and then have him with
Yeah,
Sevireth.
look at what I'm trying to say. Is
Yeah,
you can do some fun stuff.
There's
All right.
such cool tech with that.
Yeah.
And the other one is Realm Shield. It's a 5-up ward. Everything that's wholly within 12.
5-up boards, they're pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
That
This
one's
lore
literally
is amazing.
It's amazing. Like
Yep.
all 3 spells are useful and have utility.
All right, so let's talk about the very first War Scroll. Again, folks, we're not going to dive into every little minutia. We're going to broad strokes this. What I'm going to do, just in case. Any questions? Pierre-Luc, the killer.
Thank you, buddy.
Pierre's one of the guys who run Clash. One of the
They
owners.
do something incredible at Clash. That's what I say.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I
You can talk about that.
I love that they do this.
This is funny.
And it was my first year at Clash, and I had an amazing time, and I'll be definitely going back next year. It is that they have bounties on certain players.
Yeah.
So I absolutely love this. This is like such creativity and so much fun, because it's like there's certain players that they create bounties for, and if you beat that player, you get like a little like plaque for them that you've slayed them, and it was just so much fun, like having that joy of
And it came with a prize.
It came with a prize.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As well as a trophy.
As well as a trophy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was just awesome. Like having that as a fun little like side quest is a really good time.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably gonna steal that idea, Pierre.
I love it. I feel like
steal
this
that
should
idea.
be a thing
I'm
at
gonna
events
steal that
that you have
idea.
regulars and you have people who you
Yeah.
know are going to come year after year. Like
That's fun.
that's just so fun. It's just
That's
so
fun.
cool.
Yeah. It was a very, very cool idea. All right, Teclis. So Teclis is a bit of a beast. He's clocking in at 640 points.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about him.
Yeah.
But why am I pausing? It's because he's not good. That's not even the right word. He's not.
He's a target.
Yeah, he's not the
Yeah.
best choice right now.
I would argue he's not the best choice right now as well.
Right now.
There are builds that have him. There are people who love Teclis and in the community, and I think there are people who are making him work in those certain contexts.
Yeah. It's not like you're an idiot if you use it.
You're
by
not.
the way.
You're an
Like,
idiot if you use
No,
it.
heck no.
To be honest, you're bringing out Tharion with every single build. So it's very hard not to be an idiot. The only time you're an idiot when you're playing this army is literally when you're not bringing out Tharion. Like, let's be honest.
Well, I don't know if there's any
I don't think there's,
I don't think there's any universe
and any player in any dimension who's not bringing Light of Eltharion.
every timeline.
Every timeline.
Every time.
Like, you are bringing Eltharion. It is very obvious.
Okay, we're not talking about Eltharion.
Yeah.
We're talking about
Teclis.
Teclis, all right.
Teclis is cute. He does this mortals like he always does. The problem is that he has to be visible. And with this much obscuring right now, he feels that he can't, like, entire armies can be obscured. Yeah. So when you're doing those D3 mortal wounds, it just doesn't feel as good. And also, like, it excels when your opponent has a lot of small units. So in certain lists that I was talking about, like Baleful Lords, like, what was the other one I was talking about? Baleful Lords and like Oops All Bats, Feck, they don't care, right? You did D3 mortal wounds to me, cool. Over time, though, it can rack up, and that's the point. You have to kind of keep Teclis safe, and he's a big, big base. He's a monster.
160.
At 160, he's a huge base. He's
6
a huge
inches
part of your army. Yeah. Like, he is hard to get into the right position and to keep safe. And that's really the problem with him. It's very cool that he can turn off wizards and priests. Like, he can subtract their power level.
It's incredibly cool.
That is incredibly
cool. Does it require
ability.
line of sight?
I believe, yes, visible. And that's also part of the problem, is that your opponent needs to be visible to you. But if you're within 18, you can just be like, you don't cast anymore. Yeah. You don't unbind anymore. You don't pray anymore. This can be cute in the context.
It's not cute. That's big.
That's big. It's awesome in the context of like Stormcast, for example. Stormcast love their translocate. They love their dragon. They love sending their Paladors in and then translocating out, and they're like, "Look at me, I'm so clever." With Teclis, you get to go.
So good at this game.
No.
Yeah.
And that's incredible. Being able to go, you cannot translocate, friend, and now you're in the danger zone, and you can make them pay for it.
Cue the music.
Cue the music.
Welcome to the danger zone.
Yeah, 100%. Flying in on Selenar.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, that's Teclis. I got nothing else.
I'll say one other thing. Again, the only thing holding this guy back is the obscuring rules.
Yeah.
And that's why. You delete the obscuring rules, Teclis
there's something there.
T-poses.
Yeah. Like he is already.
He is like the man at, if he could just see whatever he wants to see.
Yeah.
That is a huge, huge deal. With the current bindings of the meta at the moment in this season,
he just isn't
640 points.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, this is not an army that has like a ton of buffs that you get from spellcasting. It's not like that.
Yeah.
So your buffs are from your battle scripture anyways. This would be different if he was a forecast wizard and he was giving people +1 to wound and +1 to hit or +1 damage. Like, these are not things that he's doing. So a lot of the time you're using him to debuff stuff, and then, or to debuff stuff you need to be able to see.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to.
All right. The next one. Ellania and Ellathor. So these guys are brother and sister. One's a wizard, one's a fighter.
Yep.
And to put it lightly, these are also ludicrously good.
Yeah. Insanely good.
Yeah.
Like, easily one of the stronger war scrolls on the book, and I love them for a lot of reasons. The main reason is the sudden translocation. That ability is incredible. It's the end of turn ability that they have. And as long as they've killed an enemy model,
not unit,
not
model.
Unit, model.
Did I kill a thing? I could probably do that.
With my combat attacks.
Yeah.
It gets to peace out and heal D6. And it can peace out anywhere on the board outside of 9 of your opponent.
Now, to be fair, that peace out doesn't happen until the end of the combat. So your enemy still gets the opportunity.
They still get an opportunity to hit you. So end of any turn.
Yeah.
But this is where it's cute. You have them, and you see that you have an opponent that is like has a screen nearby or has something that's easy to kill because they don't have a ton of rend, but they have a ton of damage. So they're only rend 1 with their attacks. But because you can pick 1 or 2 effects, be the 4-up Warden, add be 2 cast Wizard, which is typically what you do in the first turn. And then from then on, you basically switch to aggressive mode, and you add the damage based on what battle round it is. So usually battle round 2, you're already damage 4 on your attacks, and that just keeps on racking up. So damage 5, turn 3, damage 6, damage 7 by the end of the game. It is incredible. So You just need one of those 5 attacks hitting on 2s and 3s to go through at Rend 1, 7 damage. You probably kill a thing, and you leave. And you heal D6. What this thing can do is hunt things. So you hit a small unit, and this happened in my 3rd game, where I needed to hunt a hero. And I needed to kill a hero in order to get Master of the Pass. Ridge only has 2 heroes in his Stormcast list. Both of them are on the other side of the board. Hard to get to. Well, I use my big old brain. I see a unit of Paladors that's weakened and as one model has 2 wounds on it. I just need 1 attack to go through. What do? Countercharge in, kill the Palador, teleport outside of 9, move 10 inches, because I know it says 6, but it's really 10, and I'll explain why later on. And move 10 inches and charge the hero and kill it. Yeah. Score master.
When it goes back to your turn, you mean?
When it goes back to my turn.
Yeah, you countercharge on his turn, then it clicked over to you, already teleported.
I already teleported, now I'm moving 10 inches, now now I can get into killing your hero. Yeah. Incredible. And the thing is, you can teleport right beside Obscuring, so your opponent can do nothing about it. It's just incredible. That's really why this unit is amazing, being infantry, being 10 wounds, being a 4-up save, being a 5-up ward base. Incredible.
Okay, let's get to
the man, the myth, the legend.
The show that is the Light of Eltharion. What can we possibly say more than that hasn't already been said everywhere on the internet? Eltharion's amazing.
Yeah. He is the most consistent damage dealer in any army, I think. Literally in the game, like consistency, there is none that is better than Eltharion right now.
So the big thing of why he is so glorious, because we kind of been skirting around it, is
he teleports into combat anywhere on the board. Just one of the units there to be in combat, and he's in combat. And he can, as long as he is himself is not in combat before the combat phase.
Does it require a die roll?
No.
Does it have a range?
No. He can be anywhere he wants to be.
So I have wardens, I have whatever, I charge your wardens or your cavalry, and then it's like, okay, done, all right, this is charge phase ability now, right?
Yeah.
Or is it a combat phase ability? Combat phase ability. Do all your combat phase abilities, and now Eltharion gets to pick one of the battles to go in. The only condition is he has to be within 3 of the enemy and within an inch of
his own unit.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? You can have a wall of wardens. He pops up in behind the wardens.
Yeah.
And now just tags one model of your units. And now you're like, ugh. Yeah. And I have to pile in, and now I'm piling in, and as I'm piling in, I can only get one guy into Eltharion, so I can't get out of combat, and then Eltharion gets to swing for free, killing a bunch of your models. That's the reality of Eltharion. He is absolutely consistent. He's 7 attacks, basically, 2s, 3s.
And he combos so well with Duality.
Oh, yeah. With Warhost of Duality, you get to hit with him first and then hit with everything else. Your opponent has to make the worst decision ever, which is like, do I pull units out of combat with Eltharion? Or do I keep him in combat? There's never a right or wrong decision to make there, because you pull out of combat and now Eltharion on his turn, or even if you get the double, can still teleport wherever he wants. If you keep and you stay there, Eltharion is in combat, is going to continue to hit you on his turn or your turn. There is no good answer. It's just bad. It's bad plus bad plus bad.
If you've not played against it, when you're squaring up against the army and you're now Eltharion's in play, and you're like, what do I do? Yeah. Like if your main plan is to attack, you just can't. Like everything you send in
could just die.
Just dies. Like he has so many attacks. He has 5 attacks, 2s, 3s, neg 3 flat damage, and then
with crit 2 hits.
Yeah, with crit 2 hits. Yeah, sorry, let's not take away that, because that's actually a big deal. And then his other attack is anti-hero, anti-monster, so it could also be Rend 3 against your monstrous heroes.
Yeah.
2s, 3s, 3 flat damage.
Yeah.
Like, he's an absolute house.
And then you want to go, okay, well, I'm -1 to hit. I'm -1 to wound. He doesn't care. He is unaffected by, and this is the worst part, Lionel, negative modifiers.
Oh my God, that's right. How did I forget? He's also does not care about any modifiers to hit or to wound.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Negative modifiers.
Because that would be at least an answer.
Yeah, yeah.
Like that would be at
would be
least
an answer.
a way to kind of dance with him a bit.
Yeah.
No.
No. And the best part
Why
is
weakness?
he also can add a +1 to wound to his attacks. So you can have him on 2s if you want. If you pick the right pathway, if you want.
Oh, with the glyphs, with the
With the
scriptures.
battle scriptures.
Yeah.
These you can do it in such a way that you pick river and then pick strength, and you get +1 to wound on all combat attacks, and there you go.
And that's why my man picks strength to lead off with, and he uses that as the basis.
No. This is if you use river first and then
Oh,
strength.
river. Okay.
There's a list that you can do this with, and I'll talk about that
Okay.
when we get to Blade Lords.
Okay.
But
Okay, so how do you, as a player that is not playing Lumineth, how do you counter? I encountered it in a tournament, and what I did, it paralyzed my entire Ironjaw's army. And then I was like, well, I cannot not do anything, right? So I then cannonballed into one of the peripheral units of his list, because the Ironjaws with, of course, Kragnos can really reach out. I go in with my Maw Crusher, and I'm like, okay, is Eltharion coming in? Because he has to be within 3 of me if he teleports over. He chose to go over, and then it was just complete roulette. I all-out attack. Now, why did I do that? Because all his attacks were going to be -3 against me. All of them. -4, whatever. It just doesn't matter. I went all in on all-out attack, and I just got him.
yeah, yes,
And that
totally
is literally it. What Eltharion does not like
yeah.
is powerful singular units. Like a bat.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
easy.
A Maw Crusher.
Yeah.
Sons of Behemoth Giant.
You have to also understand that all of those single models that Lionel's referencing, they all usually hit on 4s.
Yeah.
And then if you're -1 to hit, because you put yourself in a piece of cover, and you also
Well, you don't charge
-1
that
to
guy
hit.
in cover. You don't charge that guy in cover.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm not saying that's possible.
Sure.
I mean, this cover's not everywhere. Like you're not. Forests aren't everywhere, so
Yeah,
you pick
true.
you can't stick your whole army in a forest. And if you're buried around the fortress as a fortress,
I mean, yeah,
sorry,
100%.
that is a forest. You're not necessarily playing the game.
playing
There's
the
going to be a
objectives.
moment that you're going to be out.
Oh yeah, totally.
No, there is.
Yeah.
I mean, what other options do you have though? Like as one of those armies that you do majority of your, like you can't.
Yeah, sure. Definitely. My list of like 10 models definitely can't be in the forest.
No, but I mean,
I don't know how
guy.
I fit it
this
in
guy.
a forest. I literally look at it, I'm like,
This guy.
Lionel got
well,
me.
then fine. You stay in that forest. I'll just score objectives.
Yeah, you just score objectives.
There's done.
Spread out, and then I go,
Done.
that guy dies, and then that guy dies.
I don't have to spread out. I don't have to spread out. Anyway,
You're all right. You're all right.
that's the one thing he does not like is singular powerful models.
Any kind of unit that can get everything into him, if you can charge him, if he's exposed, yes, you can kill Eltharion for sure.
Well, it puts it down to a decision.
Yes.
It's not an automatic yeah, man. It's like, ooh, do I risk it or not?
Statistically, because he's 7 wounds and he has a 4-up ward, you need to get at least 14 damage through against a 3-up save.
Yeah.
And that's realistically what you should be planning for. You should say, does this unit consistently do 14 damage to a 3-up save model and then from there, you know you're okay. If that's the case, go in. Go all in.
So that Maw Crusher I was telling you about got hit by the stupid ballista.
Yeah.
I was -1 to hit. So it's in the situation
Yeah.
more or less that you're saying.
Yeah.
I had to all-out attack just to get back to normal.
Force, yes.
Which is why he teleported in.
Yes.
He didn't teleport in because if he could kill that Maw Crusher, to be honest, that was my best hope.
Yes.
Everything else can kill him, but it's not as good as that because that Maw Crusher was at -3 rend on both sets of attacks.
Oh, totally.
Because
And if
he is
you're
an infantry
neg-free-
model.
Yeah.
But I was hitting on 4s.
But that's the problem.
It was like, bing!
Literally.
Yeah. It was. But oh my gosh, the difference between that army with Eltharion
And
and
without
Eltharion, holy cow.
there's no comparison.
What a
There
universe.
really is. Yeah. He is
Yeah.
he is formed your allegiance ability. You will, even if he increases in points, every Lumineth player will continue to have him. It doesn't matter. You can, GW, you can point him wherever you want.
400 points.
We will make him work because he's just too valuable a piece. He's too much utility for what he's able to do. It is incredible, right?
Yeah.
There's just no question.
All right, well, there it is. That's, we could just end right here, right now.
Yeah, basically. There you go. Have a good night,
All right,
everybody. Yeah.
so let's talk about a model that it, doesn't see as much a play,
But I think he's interesting tech.
but is genuinely good.
Yes.
And the only reason he's not as prevalent in the meta is because there's an obvious. Okay, so in Age of Sigmar, right? You're either good or you're bad. There is no middle ground. So
Yeah.
either you're Apex for competitive play. I apologize. Sorry, for competitive play. And it's not like this guy's not bad. I can't say he's bad, but he won't be picked over. If there's a specific list, like the list you're using, you're not going to pick this guy for that list. Unless I'm wrong.
For which list?
Your list.
My list? He's in
Which
the
is
list.
like a hero list. Oh, he's in that
He's
hero
in
list?
this list.
Oh, nice. Nice.
He's actually in the list. And I'll explain why.
Okay,
There's a good reason why. Because he has Fight First.
Yeah.
So he can countercast Fight First. He adds +2 to cast if he is in combat when he's casting for that Fight First. It casts on a 5, which means that if you're in combat and you're countercasting it, it's cast on a 4 with a reroll. It's extremely consistent, that Fight First. And more importantly, when you have that Fight First, it means on your opponent's turn, you get to fight with Eltharion before your opponent gets to hit you, unless they have Fight First themselves, which a lot of armies don't. And if you don't have Fight Last, if you don't fight first, now it means Lyrior gets to fight, and Eltharion will get to fight on your turn and my turn, always before you hit. So that's where he comes into handy. This is where he's.
It's interesting that not a lot of people take him.
I don't know why. He moves 14.
It's gorgeous.
In my list, the way I set things up, he moves 18. And him moving 18 means he's anywhere he wants to be on the board.
It's basically teleport
Correct.
to just outside of 3.
And he's going to also have +1 to run, +1 to charge because of his own champion of the Lord Phoenix, because he gives himself a Rune of Strength. Yep. And he also has the Strike First. There's just no downside to this guy, in my opinion, other than the fact that he doesn't have a reward. So you kind of have to baby him a little bit.
But luckily for you, you have scriptures that.
You have scriptures
if
that
that's a concern.
You can do that. You have Realm Shield as well as a cast, so to get that 5-up word. You obviously don't cast it with him. You cast it with another hero that is in the shrine, and that gives him the 5-up word and makes him a little bit more survivable. Not only that, if you actually look at the profile, the damage is around the same when he's on the charge, and as long as he's not -1 to hit or -1 to wound, as Eltharion. Because look at the profile for a sec. It's still 7 attacks.
They can't look. They're just looking at an image.
Yeah, sorry. The profile is still 7 attacks on 2s, 3s. It is only rend 1, but still 3 damage. And the 5 attacks have crit mortals instead of crit 2 hits. And the other one has anti-demon rend 1. So it's not as much rend. But it also has charge +1, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. It's still 7 attacks on 2s, 3s at 3 damage apiece. Yes, it's not as much rend, but you have crit mortal, which is nice for 5 of those attacks. So there's still, it's not, you can't guarantee anything dead with him, but he can spike. Yeah. And he has the profile and the consistency to spike.
And that offense is a defense.
That offense is a defense.
You can't hit him if you're dead.
Yes. And with the Fight First, it means that with Warhost of Duality, you hit with him and you get to hit with Eltharion.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's bonkers.
It's so consistent.
Like duality. Like that formation is so good. All right. So yeah, I love him. I think he's great. He's a gorgeous model as well. Yeah. And that's that. We're going to skip the regular one and then go right to Vanari Lord Regent. This is now more like a specific build model.
Yes. For me, I had him in my list because he was cheap and I could fit him in. He's 110 points. Did he ever really use his 9 dice rally? I mean, barely ever. What he was there for was basically to be a guy on an objective, a guy next to a piece of terrain. Like, that's really what his point and purpose was. But it's great. He has a 9 dice, he gives you 9 dice rally. As long as the Lumineth Realm-lords unit is wholly within 12 of him, you get to make 3 additional rolls for your rally. So he's useful for that.
Yeah.
I remember one of my games, like how I was playing against Hellsmiths, Sevireth was just whiffing on all of his shots. And because he's able to shoot and then move, he was able to get into position next to this guy so he could do a 9 dice rally because he was getting hurt by all of the cannons.
The rockets and the cannons.
The rockets and the cannons. So it really did come in handy in that one instance. Outside of that, you have Wall of Blades. If you're taking Wardens, you can do some 5-up mortals, which is kind of fun. But if, outside of that, you want to probably bring him in a build that is with Wardens, because he can give them an ability to do mortals.
Yeah.
And that's kind of nice.
And the Warden build,
it's not bad.
it is not bad. That is exactly what it is. It is not bad. Again, we're talking more from a very, very competitive
standpoint.
Perspective. Yeah. And it's not like you can't have fun. We're not saying you can't have fun.
No, never.
It's just that, he's a fine character, fantastic in Wardens, right?
Yeah.
It's just
everything
that
else,
combination currently right now is not Apex.
Yeah. And it's still good. It's fine.
It's good,
It's still good.
but it's not Apex.
There are still people who are doing amazing with it, to give you context.
Is there?
Yeah, there's people who have brought like tech lists and a bunch of Wardens.
Yeah, I know. I've seen that list. Do you do good with that?
They're okay. Yeah.
Like, I've seen that list done. I have not played against a person myself. I played against the heroes, which is just a nightmare. I mean, an absolute nightmare. But the regular list, I find fine.
It's fine.
Like, it's not a...
Eltharion is still
Eltharion is the thing.
Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, it's never like, I never look at that build and go, wow, Wardens did so much work for me. It's more like, they were a stopping point. They were going there and controlling something. They were sitting on an objective. That's oftentimes what they're doing. And their output, I mean, we can talk about it when we get to Wardens. But
Yeah.
We'll talk more about it when we get there.
All right, the next hero, because there's a lot of beautiful heroes in this. Again, we're skipping some, but there's so many that are so good. We end up talking about most of them.
Yeah.
The Scinari Enlightener.
I think you take her in every list.
In every list. Doesn't matter what the build is.
No, I shouldn't say that. There are a couple of builds that you wouldn't take her.
Oh, cool. I've not seen any.
If you're going more
I've not seen
Cav.
it.
If you're going more Cav, because her ability can't go on Cav.
Sure.
I wouldn't take her. But outside of that, like, she's just so good for her points. The biggest thing that is the important thing is she's a 2-cast wizard. And she can basically become a 3-cast wizard because she can bounce one of her spells. Now, she can bounce her own spell, or she can bounce any of your unlimited spells, like the -1 to rend. So you can have 2 units be -1 to rend off of just 1 wizard.
Yeah.
That's what feels really good. It happens on a 4-up, but it's still a nice little...
It's bonkers, though.
Great.
Like, the doubling up on a spell is just
Doubling up on a spell is absolutely incredible.
phenomenally fit.
Her spell is absolutely incredible. You pick an infantry unit, which means you can pick Eltharion. And this is the important thing to know about a combo, is you pick Eltharion, and basically Eltharion becomes nigh unkillable because you can't score critical hits. So most people think, okay, well, I have an army that does a lot of mortals, a lot of crit mortals. This turns this off. I didn't actually realize in my game versus Baleful Lords, this actually turns off the Boon Thirster's D3 mortal wounds, because the Boon Thirster cannot score critical hits.
Yeah.
It counts as regular hits.
Yeah,
so it
fair
means
enough.
now it doesn't do, if you target a unit with has this spell on it, it means you cannot score critical hits. It means you do not do AoE mortals. It means sadness for the Khorne player and happiness for the Lumineth player. And that is, you can put that on a lot of really powerful units like Ellania and Ellathor and Light of Eltharion. And you can have it on both of them, and both of them will do it.
And obviously, if you're doing a lot of infantry base, you could
do it on Blade Lords, you could go on Sentinels, you could go on Wardens, you could go on Stone Guard.
Stone would be dumb. Like, it's just like they have good armor, -1 to hit, -1 to wound, and now you can't crit mortals. Like, you can't crit.
You just basically go, okay, I'm losing this fight over time.
Yeah, I've not seen any list without an Enlightener in it.
I've seen some. There's a list I have, for example, that I'm looking at, and it's all Huracanum for the most part. Obviously, Eltharion is still in the list.
So a ton of Cav.
Cav ruse that she can't target, and also the Spirit of the Wind and Sevireth, and I can talk about that.
So very, very fast, very mobile.
Very fast, very mobile.
So that would be like the one.
That would be the one case, and then that could be the instance, the list I'm talking about, you actually don't go Warhost of Warhost because you don't want to fight. You want to shoot.
Yeah.
And again, does that work in this current meta because of the GHB being so obscuring? No, that build does not work in this current GHB.
Yeah.
Does that build work in GHB that has less obscuring?
Maybe.
Maybe.
If it's less obscuring.
If it's less obscuring.
Yeah. All right. Next hero, we got the Scinari Lore Seeker.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones.
People love this model. It's fine. It gives you +1 to cast. What I don't love about it is it gives friendly and enemy +1 to cast for a piece of terrain. You pick one of your own personal terrain that is in your own territory, and it gives you a +1 to cast. It means that basically there's ways to get like Tackless. If you take this model, if you're taking Tackless, I think, because like you get to +4 to cast.
Sure,
right?
why not?
Why not? Like he has +1 on himself. It gives every wizard +1 that's around him, and then you're also +1 because you're Lore Seeker, and then you can be +2 from the runes if you get to the final one, which is easier with Tackless. So yeah,
he's cool.
He's cool
in a specific build, to which you don't see very often.
But it's fine. I mean, his teleport in is kind of pointless.
I want to talk about him because it is a very relevant ability in a specific build. There it is.
Yeah.
Now we go Caligrave. This guy gets some action.
This guy you see in lists where people are a little indecisive and feel like they might not get the enhanced abilities that you want.
Yeah.
Some builds might need an extra enhanced ability, and it helps out with that. Like a great example of this is an all mountain build, like you were talking about, where you're taking all Alarith and you're taking Stoneguard. Well, if we're looking at our battle scripture here, right, we want to make sure we have a 5-up ward, so we pick Mountain first. What this guy allows me to do is pick Mountain first off the first turn, which means 3 units get to have that. Oh, I have to turn that off.
It is 8:30.
It is 8:30 p.m.
Oh, he's leaving.
Bye.
He's leaving.
Bye, everyone.
So basically, he gets to pick a battle scripture. He gets to interact with your actual battle trait.
Yes.
Is the big deal.
And he gets to swap 1. So it means that most of the time you want to be have a 5-up board, but you're like, I look like I'm ordering off a menu, but that's what it feels like. Literally. You feel like you're at, like a maitre d' has come to you and is like, what would you like to order?
A little dim sum?
Yeah. So you're like, I want extra sauce. So I'm going to order the dim sum with extra sauce.
Yeah.
So like, I'm going to pick Alarith for a 5-up ward, and then I would have liked to have River. So I could also be -1 to wound, because if I pick Alarith and I have River, I can be -1 to wound.
Yeah.
What the Caligrave lets me do is basically pick Mountain first turn, so I still have my 5-up ward. Yeah. Second turn, still pick Mountain, but I can swap what I picked in my first turn.
So now
unlocks, and I now have both River and Mountain. And now I'm -1 to wound with a 5-up ward.
Yeah.
On 3 units. Like, that's ultimately what the Caligrave is there to do. It's if I wanted to have an enhanced ability, but not compromise myself in any turn of the game. And that's what Caligrave lets you do.
All right. So,
utility piece.
Here's what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
If you know how to use your scriptures,
you probably don't need them.
You don't need this guy.
You really don't. Unless, like, you were really panicked about... like someone alphaing you,
he's a luxury.
Example. He's a luxury, right?
Yeah.
This is not a necessary piece if you know what you're doing with the battle scriptures. You shouldn't feel like you need to lean on him.
Yeah.
Cathlar, next.
We go with Cathlar. Yep, that's the one.
She is, I want to fit her in a list so bad. She is so hard to fit in a list because you're starved for heroes. They're all really, really good.
So she's a level 1 wizard.
And she's a level 1 wizard, but the reason why you want to take her is because I love this ability. It's Darkness of the Soul.
It's a song.
It's fantastic.
Darkness of the Soul.
Darkness of the Soul. She's just grieving, and she makes you grieve. And basically, she picks a visible enemy unit with an 18, and she picks them as a target. You roll a dice. On a 3-up, you can't use commands. That is incredible. That means no redeploy. That means no counter charge. That means no all defense. It is so unreal, and I see so many cases for it. And it's until the start of your next turn.
I was just about to say that.
Like literally.
Like so good. So when you're going into priority, you know, I was like, yeah, you know what? You can take the turn, and you're still still
depressed.
Yeah, you're still depressed.
You're still depressed.
So good.
Such a great control piece, and it's great range too, 18 inches.
Yeah.
That is just phenomenal. You are crying if you don't roll a 3-up in that game, for sure. But you still remember, you should have one cast wizard. That's fine. She's a one-cast wizard.
So she's still doing things.
She's still doing
If she doesn't
things.
do this,
She's still doing things, and that's the thing.
And the crazy thing about the ability, of course, is it's not a cast.
It's nothing.
Did I nail the 3+?
Can't.
You have no way to interact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just did a thing,
Yeah.
and now you can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah. All right. Before we get into the units, I want to make sure there's no questions. We got Bulldog Hammer in the chat. Wonderful guest. Terrible faction.
I see you, Yuri. I see you.
It's not enough damage.
No damage.
No damage. Okay, well, speaking of no damage,
Yeah. Wardens.
let's talk about Wardens. So it's, you know what, that's not fair. Because these guys do a decent amount.
They're okay.
They're good unit. They're a solid unit.
There's some things I would like to have been happening with this. You know, the biggest thing is if this unit did not charge, ignore the effects of charge +1 damage for combat attacks made by enemy units that target this unit.
Still great.
Still great. If it was anything,
Come on, man.
I can't help but be greedy.
Come on,
I can't help but be greedy. I'm a
like
Lumineth
an
player.
aura?
Like an aura. Like literally, if you touch her with
selfish.
It's just selfish.
Lumineth players, the freaking worst.
I just want all
soulless motherfucker.
I want all the nice things.
This is a very good unit.
It is.
In any other army, this thing would be amazing. The issue is not the unit. It's not even the design of the unit. It's the design of the army.
Yeah,
And because there's so many things that outshine this.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's just so good. It's like it's a good unit.
It's just solid. Anti-charge Ren 1. You got crit mortals on there. The problem is it's 2 attacks. The problem is it's 3s, 4s. I mean, that's the classic elf thing. But there are ways to work around it.
The problem is it's just normal.
It's just normal.
Just normal.
It's just mid. So that's fine.
It's not even mid. It's actually good. Yeah.
4-up save.
Like if you're not good, you're bad, right?
Yeah. You got it.
It's like
Again, I'm wrong. There are lists that work with this, and you have the cool combo with the Vanari Lord Regent that he can make them do crit mortals, so you can charge them in, roll 20 dice, and on 5s do mortals. How many mortals is that reasonably doing to somebody? It's doing about 5 to 6 mortals.
And then the context of the scripture. Again.
In the context, no, not context of scripture.
No, but I mean, if you go to the context of this, on top of what you said, if you put the scripture on top of this.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah,
Yes.
sorry, I just switched your name.
That's what I meant.
Yeah. With them, with the scripture, and being able to do all the things that the scripture does, yes, there's combos here that would definitely make it even better.
Yeah.
But there are things that definitely, I think, outshine it in a big way. Yeah. There are definitely ways that like this can get really cool. If you, in techless builds with Wardens, I've seen this, it can get interesting because you can get to what's known as
His super gets all of them.
Rune. Yeah. Which is this last one here, Uthralle, Rune of Zenith.
I've never seen that.
No one's ever done it because you don't see techless.
I've never seen that.
I mean, you don't have techless.
Even
right?
when you have techless.
No, when you have techless, it's as easy as it's possible to achieve.
Yeah, he dies.
If he doesn't die.
Yeah, he dies.
If he doesn't die before round 2, and you don't get a chance to pick that rune or any rune.
640 points of.
So if you can get to it, you can get crits on 5s, and then they get kind of spicy because now you're 40 attacks, crit on 5s. The main issue is you don't have +1 to attacks. Like you're stuck at 40. 40 attacks is the most you can have. Doing crits and then potentially having crits on 5s is amazing, but then to survive till turn 4, that is very unlikely for a unit of Wardens to survive till turn 4.
I really like Wardens.
They're cool.
It's just a shame that all your heroes are just so bonkers.
Heroes are like miles and miles above this.
Like cavalry is so good in your list.
Cavalry
as
is
well.
also really great.
Again, what are we talking about? Movement and power.
Movement and power.
And this
delivery.
is a great infantry unit. in any other army that didn't already have access to movement and power.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, it's so good. All right, so next on the list, Sentinels. I think we're in the same boat. At least the Sentinels, though, have big reach.
Yeah, you're shooting 24. You do subtract 1 from hit rolls, but I mean it's 4s, rend 1 damage, shooting at 24 inches. So
It's nice.
It's nice. You're getting range, and if you're up close, the main thing is your crit auto. So the crit auto is a huge deal.
Yeah.
And in the combo that you see with like Wardens and Sentinels and Techless and a more traditional build that I've seen, your crit on 5s, I believe, still work on shooting. So you can even have
attacks.
these guys have crit on 5s for their auto wound, which is great.
Yeah, and they're just good. Like
They're just
but
solid.
again, they're just not.
But in the context of this GHB, where there's lots of obscuring, you're going to inevitably run into a bad battle plan for this unit, a bad battle plan for both of these. They both have that potential.
It's crazy. They move 6, which is a really great move, but it's not.
Well, I mean, there's ways you can get them to 10.
Yeah,
There's
1
ways
unit.
that you can even get them to
Maybe 2
15
units.
with an elemental push.
Yeah.
There are definitely ways that you can get this army to be a unit of these to be really, really fast. The problem is that the design of this unit is meant to be close to your heroes. It's meant to keep everything in a castle. That's the style of build that I'm talking about when I'm talking about Warden, Sentinels, and Techless and Eltharion. It's castle build, right?
Yeah.
I am expecting you to come to me, for me to then respond, and us to fight it out.
Yeah. Okay. Sentinels are fine, but that's the problem. They're just fine. Then the Vanari's Ballista. So the Ballista is cool. Okay, so the one cool thing about the Ballista, I like it in covering fire. I mentioned to you before. You covering fire a thing, and now they're -1 to hit.
Yeah, they're cheap.
They're cheap. they're 120 points?
They're 120 points.
Okay, so 120 points for 24-inch range, 4 shots, rend 1. Why is a War Machine
Rend 1.
rend 1?
Damage 2. Why is a War Machine rend 1 damage 2 when cannons exist in cities?
I'm just saying,
and
why
they
is it rend
shoot
1?
and they do D3 plus 2 damage, and they have 4 shots, and they're like 100 points.
Why do we change army? What are you talking about? Your army's wild.
It is wild, yes.
You're talking about one thing of someone
I'm not
else
gonna
has?
lie, I
It's because
can't
you
help
wanted
it.
that? Yeah, you're terrible. That's because you're all terrible. That's why. Anyway, the Ballista is nice. I like it at 120 points. I think it needed to be zhuzhed. And what I mean by that, just make it better and make it cost more. There it is. I don't think any War Machine should be Rend 1.
None. Yeah, I agree with that.
And I also believe that War Machines should be the furthest range thing in the game.
Totally.
So basically, I think that the highest anything should get is 18 on an infantry model, and War Machines should be 24 or more.
Well, yeah, this is 30 inches. You can get them with the 30 inches.
Yeah, I'm just saying. It's like Sentinels at 18 should not have an option go to 24.
No.
But they're nowhere near as egregious as they were before, so whatever.
Yeah.
All right, so Ballista is done. We now go to the absolutely fantastic Blade Lords. As fantastic as they are.
I mean, there's problems here. Number one is that I love this model, so I can't help myself. I have a soft
Samurai.
spot. I have a soft spot for it.
Memories.
All alone in the moonlight. Is it good? No.
They used to be
absolute menaces
terror.
when you could do crits on 5, crits on 2, pluses, crit mortals on 2s.
Yeah.
And it meant that you had this unit that was very consistent, very reliable. That's gone. They're only 3 attacks. I don't know why a unit that's called Vanari Blade Lords is for some reason a bodyguard unit. Like, it's a Blade Lord. Let these guys slice and dice things, but whatever reason... Be offensive.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, when they are chaperoning a Scinari hero, they get a 5-up ward. Now...
Very relevant.
It is very important to know that they have to be wholly within range of that Scinari hero. Like, the Scinari hero has to be wholly within range to get the 5-up ward, and for them to have a 5-up ward, that is great, but they are a 4-up, say, 5-up ward, and they're competing with something else that is already 2 damage, and that's the Alaris Stone Guard. They're more expensive than the Stone Guard, which is part of the problem. If these guys get cheaper, yes, we're talking. This is a points issue.
Yeah.
Right? I've built lists with these guys in mind because they're very interesting. They have crit mortals. They got 3 attacks, 3s, 4s, rend 1, 1 damage. Classic elf profile. Everyone's like 3s, 4s is bad. I agree with you. There's a solution to this problem. So going to your battle scripture. This is where I put on my tinfoil hat and go crazy. So if I pick River first, and then I go to Strength, I can have a very aggressive, offensive
Explain those
Lumineth
things
list.
to you again. What does River do?
So River, -2 to charge off the top.
Just the setup.
Just the setup.
Yeah.
Then Rune, I pick 2 units and I get add 1 to run, add 1 to charge rolls. But because I have River, I add +1 to my wound rolls for my combat attacks. So now these guys go to 3s, 3s. Now they're a little bit more interesting. Rend 1, 1 damage. Now we're getting to a profile that is actually kind of decent. I am literally working hard to make them decent, which is bad, but I'm trying. And the cute thing is that Eltharion will also go to 2s, 2s. All the backup heroes that you would typically take in a build like this, because you're going to take the twins.
Yeah.
The twins are going to be near this, so
Yeah.
the twins can give these guys a 5-up ward because they have the correct keyword for Scinari hero,
Yep.
and they are allowed to. They are offensive and defensive enough to be on the front line with them. So now these guys are a bit more defensive. They can punch back a little bit better because they have add 1 to wound. They are now in a unit that's full 30 attacks. It's decent. The problem is 6-inch movement. The delivery system is poor. So you are kind of having your opponent to come to you. It might be difficult to get to them. Again, I am fully admitting this is a passion project. Not necessarily that this is the most competitive build, but anyways.
So
I
he's
said my
saying
piece.
they're slow because there's so many elements of the army that are
There's
so
some
exceptional.
faster. Yes.
Exceptional that,
And,
again,
that's-
this unit in another army would be
yeah.
better or more fun. This is 150 points for 5 models, right?
Yes.
So 150 points for 10 wounds.
Is bad when you compare it to Aldor Stoneguard that are 120. And that's your problem, is that comparison is the thief of joy, and Blade Lords are too expensive.
Yeah.
So if Blade Lords go down to where Stoneguard are at 120, okay.
And that's a nuance.
And
That's
the
what I
nuance.
mean. Like, we
Yeah.
could have just skipped this, but I think this unit has got a lot of potential if points get adjusted.
Am I disappointed in them, like rules-wise? A little bit. The cute thing here too.
It's because of what they were.
Yeah, and here's the most important thing too, and I want to mention this is also the combo, is that their second ability is add 1 rend if for each strength. So in the combo I was talking about where I add +1 to wound, I'm also adding +1 to rend. So these guys now are rend 2. If I take Leonor, they're rend 3. Because Lyrior can count as a battle scripture. So this unit is now 3s, 3s, rend 3, 1 damage.
Yeah.
With crit mortals. Now we are talking offense. The delivery system is your problem. How fast am I able to get from point A to B to connect with my opponent?
So if you're just picking up that book, you don't see any of that.
Yes.
Like, you just look at this entry and go,
Eh.
But what you're talking about is the layering of both the scripture,
Sure.
a hero, and boom.
Nuance.
Yeah, like
And now
neg 3.
neg 3 is basically crit mortals
Yeah.
on all of your attacks on 3s.
Do you want to spend 300 points on 10 of these guys?
And that's the problem, Lionel. I wish I want to in my heart,
100 points.
but I can't justify it.
No, you just can't. You're like 300 points. I'd rather put it into the next unit.
Yeah,
Well, so
100%.
Vanari Dawn Riders.
Yeah.
So Vanari Dawn Riders, I liked them immediately when I saw it. Some didn't. They felt it wasn't as good. But I think a 14-inch move, 3 wound health model that basically has +1 damage all the time. Why? Because of the 14-inch move. That's why.
It could be 18 inches.
And with crit mortals,
Yes.
is +1 damage with crit mortals
Good.
is good. Solid armor save of 4+. Actually, it's not solid. 5 is a solid. 4 is good.
Yeah.
4 is a good armor save.
The thing is they're wound dense. They're one of
Yeah.
the only things. This is the main thing. They're wound dense. I've seen
3 wounds apiece. Yeah.
So this is where nuance of player builds and player style really gets expressed.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Before you do that, 180
Yeah.
for 5. 15 wounds on a 4+ for 180.
Very good.
Sorry.
Yes.
Now I'll go.
Yes. So, what's cool about these, and I've seen this done, and this is amazing. And this is where specific players are finding really cool nuance. So what did this player do? I was watching this game. Dawn Riders, 2 units of 10, are playing against Gits. They smack into screens, lift the screens, and then they go to roll off. Well, they go into roll off, and the Lumineth player loses the roll off. Remember, first turn, and this is very important, but I'll mention, first turn, they, for battle scripture, they went Rune of the Wind, which is -1 to hit. So these guys are going in, they're -1 to hit. So the clapback is not great. They have
Against destruction especially.
Against destruction especially.
Yeah.
And this opponent who's playing Gits is popping out, obviously, Fanatics. And the Fanatics are only hitting on 5s. And they're having a hard time.
Yeah.
And they end up dying, and they end up killing the screens. So the Lumineth player has set up Wind. And this is what's really cool. And this is what I didn't see when I was watching the situation, is that he piles in, he hits, crashes in, hits, piles in, and he has 2 Squig Herd ready for that counteroffensive. Well, this player, huge brain, switches from Wind and goes to River in the second turn. What does it allow him to do? Well, he takes both of those units of Dawn Riders, and now, at the start of the battle round, each target can immediately move 3 inches past the combat ranges of those enemy units and end that move in combat. And now, just tags on the edge 2 units of Squig Herd.
Or Bounders.
Or Bounders, or whatever. Literally, completely nullifies the turn. That opponent now can do nothing. Is going to get a couple of Squig Herd into this unit of Dawn Riders. That's 30 wounds. You're not going to kill these
With a
units.
4-up save.
With a 4-up save.
All out defense, 3-up.
All out defense, 3-up. Gonna make them, can countercast to make them -1 to rend. They literally sit there and do nothing on his turn.
You control, yeah.
Controls it completely. Using Eltharion to go do other things like kill terrain pieces. And doing all the things that Eltharion does. This is where the cool nuance of player style comes into play. I personally would not have played it that way. I did not see it. I did not have the third eye to see what this player was doing, and it was brilliant to watch. And this is why I love the book, is because that build is so valid, is so specific, and is so cool. And in a team's context, if I need my player to do that job of just locking people into combat, going against opponents that cannot retreat and charge, and need bodies to massive amounts of attacks to do the damage that they're going to do, I now have an answer to that. Dawn Riders are just going to be there to pin.
It's control.
And it's control.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
And the reason it could do it, 14-inch range.
14-inch range. And not to
3
mention,
wounds, 4-up save.
really cool, when he switches to River, not only is he moving them in 3 inches and locking them in combat, he's also -2 to charge. So the third unit of Squig Herd who wanted to charge in is 7 inches away and needed a 9-inch charge to get in.
Yeah.
So now can't get into combat. Literally completely abolishes the guy's turn. Incredible tactic. Incredible, situational awareness to be able to pull that off. And that's what makes this awesome. Yeah.
Awesome. I love Dawn Riders.
Dawn Rider's amazing.
I love Dawn Riders. It's so Dawn Riders are 180 points.
Yeah.
Again, just to reiterate, 180 points. When you look at the previous unit at 150,
it's 30 points difference.
30 points difference, but you get
so much range.
Sorry for hitting the mic, guys.
Yeah, you get so much more range. You get immediately engaged. You're also still Rend 2 when you go in. Your crit mortals, your +1 to damage, your damage 2. It's
like Wardens. I know these are more points, but what? This is just
better.
Just better. It just gives you another
better delivery system.
Better, 14-inch move. Oh, just so good. We go into now the River Dancers, the Ydrilan Riverblades.
Yeah.
All right, so
River Dancers.
these are the spiritual successors of War Dancers, for those of you who played old fantasy battles. I love these models. This is the one infantry unit that you see very, very commonly in almost all lists.
Yep.
They are super, super useful. And why are they that?
Because they can teleport. And like, let's be real, like having one unit that can teleport not anywhere on the board. In order to teleport anywhere on the board, you need to have the river active, but they can teleport anywhere outside of 9 of your opponent and within 6 of a board edge. And the cute thing about them is when they teleport, they shoot 10, so you can pretty much get, if you position it correctly and depending on the unit, you can maybe get a lot of shots through. There's no rend on it, it's 3s, 4s, no rend, 1 damage. But
That's not what they're really there
for. They're there to go grab an objective, go be annoying, go harass a terrain feature. That's what they're there for, right? Go maybe pick off a small hero if possible, like if you make a 9-inch charge in. The cool thing too is they also move 2d6. So in my game versus Tzeentch again, I tried to make a big play off the turn 1, where I had these guys behind my opponent, and everything, his whole army was basically front facing with all of his heroes in behind. And there was a possibility of a situation where I'm making 8 on the dice, because I have strength active the first turn, where I'm adding +1 to charge. So now I have an 8-inch charge re-rolling to lock everything in his army in combat, to then move 2d6 out of combat, to just tag the thing I wanted to kill, which was Kairos at the time, to then teleport Eltharion to it to go kill Kairos on turn 1. And end the game basically on the spot. Because all of his aggressive units are behind. Or, in front. He has screens that are now screening him out of getting to Eltharion and getting to these Riverblades. That's the cool tech of Riverblades that could have happened that didn't. I failed an 8-inch roll re-rolling, which happens. Right? But it was still a really cool piece of tech. These guys with my particular build and my particular list are moving 11 inches because they get the +4 move. It's really cool. Solid unit.
What I would say probably the most useful infantry.
Use most infantry.
Non-hero.
Non-hero infantry.
This is the most useful
because of this ability here, the 2d6.
So good. All right. Before we get into the next section, let's see. Do we have any other questions? Nope. Sweet. All right. So let's go into Avlanor. All right, so Avlanor is the spirit of the mountain. The Stoneheart King.
Stoneheart King.
He is an absolute beast. 16 wounds, 3-up save, decent move of 6.
Too many points.
Too many points. Yeah.
He has the problem of
420 to be exact.
Too many points.
He's so good. I don't know if he's too many points or whether he just gets outshined by.
He has to be babied. So, coming up to the event for a clash, I realized Avlanor is a little baby. You have to take care of him. And the way you have to take care of him is he locks you in your battle scriptures. And why does he lock you? He has no ward.
Yeah.
So it means
it dictates.
It dictates you have to now go mountain. You must go river first, and then go mountain so you can get at least additional benefit of subtract 1 from wound rolls, which you don't really need, and I'll go into that when we get to Sevireth, of why you don't need it. Avlanor also adds +1 to attacks for every mountain battle scripture. He starts with 6 attacks, and he gives himself 1 of the mountain scripture. So he starts basically at 7 attacks on 4s, 2s, rend 2, 4 damage. Sounds really great, right?
And it is.
And it is. But like, you obviously want to force multiply that, so you constantly are now locked into picking river, picking mountain every single time. The problem with this in my build, where I have a lot of heroes, a lot of those heroes have a 5-up board anyways. I'm giving them a useless benefit. And Sevireth is my answer for -1 to wound. So I already have this debuff. I don't need to go down this path to get this debuff. I would rather get a more productive debuff, which is the -1 to hit.
All right.
That's why Avlanor, in certain builds, if you're going all mountain, where you're taking Avlanor, you're taking a Stone Mage, you're taking still Eltharion, you're still taking a Spirit of the Mountain, and you're taking 2 units of Stone Guard, that is a list that exists. That is fine. that works on missions that you don't have to move very fast, on missions that are condensed, like Noxious Nexus. That's a list that could work. You're competing for 3 objectives in the center. Or things like Link Ley Lines. Anywhere you don't have to move very far, this works. And why does it work? For a lot of reasons. You can get to a 3-up save with the Stone Guard. We'll get there. Yeah, sorry, I'm jumping. But basically, like, Avlanor is great. Like, he does his job.
So the big deal here is because of his abilities, and he dictates, that's the part that really kind of breaks you a little bit. He dictates the scriptures and your style of play so heavily that you have to have a really good reason
He's just not
to do
fast
that.
as well.
So that means you have to build an army that, because you're picking rivers and mountains, you're magnifying that.
Yes.
So the rest of the army has to be more or less stone, or at least a good portion of it to make it worthwhile for him to dictate the scriptures. That's the issue. So he is legitimately good, but only in a specific build that is Alrith at least showcased pretty heavy, if not all.
Yes. And that's the problem with Alrith in general, is they don't have a ward anywhere to be seen.
Yeah.
If all of a sudden Avlanor had a 5-up ward, we'd be having a very different conversation where he could be built in, where he could have +4 move, and he could be moving 10 inches, and now we're talking, now we're cooking.
Yeah, but now you could just put him, you could just splash him in anything.
You can splash him in any list, and it would work. But right now, that's the issue, is that this army, this Alrith build, I should say, is dictated by river, mountain.
Yeah.
And there's no way out. You have to go in this route.
Because you feel like a fool, because you don't benefit, your other units don't benefit. So it's kind of like that whole list building thing. This is more like, I feel like Alrith is more like what list building is in this edition of Age of Sigmar, where when you take a thing, everything's then dictated. Like if you take Alvanor, all right, well now I'm taking Stone Guard. It's good in 1 Stone Guard unit and a 2nd Stone Guard unit. Okay, so because I'm taking a Stone Guard, I guess I'll take the Shaman to help, the Mage to help. And now the game is telling you what to do.
Basically.
Is basically what it is, right? And that's what Alrith feels like. It's more like what 3rd edition Age of Sigmar is, where the game tells you how to build an army. You do not tell the game how to build an army.
Very true.
It's cool. It's not that it's not cool, but you don't leverage the creativity of this as much, right? You're now playing a regular game of Age of Sigmar where, yay.
Yeah.
It's just a regular game of Age of Sigmar, which is, as you can tell, I'm not a big fan of the list building. The part that fascinates me most about this army is this.
Yes.
Like the beautiful creative things you could do with just Dawn Riders.
Yeah.
That's interesting. This is cool if you want to do stone people and cowboys.
Yeah.
And there it is. Speaking of cowboys, we could touch upon the shaman, right?
Stone Mage.
The Stone Mage?
Yeah, it's fine.
It's shaman.
It's fine.
It's fine.
He picks a Stone Guard unit. He gives them +1 rend. It's fine. The problem is they can't pile in. So
when he does that.
Yeah. And it's fine. Like, it gives them +1 rend. It gets them to rend 2. That's great. But at the same time, the whole point of this army in general, this Alrith build, is to just basically like sit on an objective and get hit, because you're not fast enough to dictate.
I mean, their 6-inch move isn't so bad. It's not 4-inch move.
Yeah, but it still doesn't really dictate. It doesn't.
It doesn't. You're right.
Yeah,
I mean,
like,
especially when you're coming from the angle of like Dawn Riders and Hurricane
Wind Chargers and everything else.
Foxes
and doing all those things. Yeah.
Sorry, folks. All right, so yeah, that's a shaman. Is he cool? You would only take him in an Alrith build. That's it.
Yeah.
I just don't see him. His abilities only lend themselves to that.
I don't even want to talk about a spell. It's bad. Let's not talk about it.
He's 130 points.
He's 130 points. He's cheap. He's a one-pass wizard.
He's cheap-ish.
Cheap-ish.
And then now the Alrith Spirit of the Mountain, which is the generic Avlanor.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a great monster. what more can you possibly said? You would never take this guy over Alvanor if you're taking the list, but you would take him in addition to Alvanor if you wanted to.
Yeah. Yeah.
3-up save, 14 wounds.
The biggest thing is he adds +1 to attacks for the Mountain Scripture, so when you have the two of them beside each other, they kind of bounce off of one another, which is nice. The Allor Spirit of the Mountain obviously adds then attacks to his Stoneheart Warhammer, which is like 4 attacks.
It's ridiculous.
And you add, like, immediately get to 5 attacks, 6 attacks by the time you're in round 2. So that's 6 attacks on Force 2s, rend 2, flat 5 damage. It is no joke, but at the same time, swingy, very few dice, and on a 4-up.
Model's flipping cool.
He's so cool. He looks amazing.
It's so good.
Stone Guard.
Stone Guard, the infantry of choice for Alrith.
Honestly, the best infantry, I would say, like, in the book, if I had to, like...
I would not say that.
As far as, like, units?
Nope. Riverblades are the best infantry unit.
Oh, sorry, yes. Riverblades are. My bad.
Yeah.
I see them as utility pieces, but anyways, like...
That's why it makes them...
That makes them what makes them mess, yeah. Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah,
that's very true. I'm talking about, like, classic Warhammer, I guess, I don't know.
Like this is third edition.
Third edition, yeah.
This is 3rd edition, Age of
If I was the
Sigmar.
third
Game
edition,
tells you everything what to do.
It would be this.
I'm really tough. Look at me. I'm very obviously
very
tough. Yeah.
3-up save, 5-up ward is what you're looking at with this unit, and then basically being 3s, rend 1, 2 damage, only 2 attacks each. So like, you have a team of 10 guys, and they're only 20 attacks or 21 attacks with the leader, and they're basically there to outfight your opponent over time, is what it is.
I mean,
Threes,
2 attacks, 3s, 2 flat damage.
It's consistent.
That's nice. Oh, rend 1's enough.
Yeah. You can get to rend 2 if you take this guy, but rend 1 is fine. Rend 1 is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
And you just realize that, like, you're generally not going to be a hammer that's just going to be like smack and delete a thing. You're going to be on an objective and probably outmuscle, right? Your 3-up save, that's what you're basically going to do.
Well, you could be, again, now you're leaning into, so the context of this is for the scriptures, you're leaning into river and mountain.
Yes.
So you're going to be...
You get no pluses from doing this.
Ward, but you're going to be -1 to wound.
Yeah.
You're going to be on a 3-up save.
Yep.
Yeah. And 10 of them have 21 attacks.
Yeah.
Hitting on 3s, wounding on 3s, rend 1, 2 flat down. Like they could break out themselves. Like they hit hard enough for sure. It's just 5-inch move.
Yeah.
And there's so much in the army
that moves faster than this,
and also hits almost as basically as hard.
Yes.
That's the problem.
Yes.
If the problem is this is almost a separate army.
Yeah.
If this wasn't in this book and just like
it would be a different
painted green, it would be amazing.
I see the orca showing.
Yeah. It's so like, why is this tough stuff in elves?
Hey, you have 3-up saves base. I have to work to get that 3-up save.
No, but I mean this Alrith Stone, it's like, what's the identity of this army? Everything. Is that the identity?
Everything. Well, that's the thing. That's what makes this so excellent, right?
Ah, so excellent.
It is that it makes it fun. It makes it interesting. It makes it thematic.
And and Alrith doesn't really interact with that. Like it does. Don't get me wrong. Of course it does. You river mountain.
But it feels like
it's
a
that telling you.
requirement. Yeah. It's a requirement, not a luxury, and the luxury everywhere else. So this is the problem.
Well, luxury. No, it's tech everywhere else.
It's tech everywhere else.
This is just dictated in this list.
Correct.
Whereas in other lists, you could do pivots.
You can do pivots. Yes.
Yeah, and that's where you get creative of the moment.
Yes.
Like this army, I gotta tell you, it really rewards play, ceiling high.
Yeah.
And I guess that is the problem with Alrith, is the ceiling low.
Yeah.
And it forces you low.
Yes.
Like it's a stone ceiling. See what I did there? It's a stone ceiling. You can't knock your head through it. It's just stone. It's just stone, and it just like limits you to you are river mountain.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Well, next unit, the legend that is the Fox, and
Sevireth
Lord
is
of the Seventh Wind.
Oh, he's so good. Sevireth is incredible. He moves 18, and that would be enough. But then also, every time he shoots, he gets to move 2 plus D6. Yeah. and you add 2 for every instance of wind in your battle scripture. So he counts as always being able to do this, regardless of what battle scripture you pick. He will always be able to at least move d6 plus 2 after he shoots.
Kind of like Alvanor always has mountain. This guy always has wind.
Yes.
Is that accurate enough?
That's accurate, yeah. Always has wind as an additional effect.
Yeah.
And always counts for his own abilities on his War Scroll. So the other really cute thing that he does is in combat, if he is within 6 of 3 units, he rolls a dice and he tries to do d3 mortal wounds on a 2-up. So what does that mean? It means on a 3-up on the dice, actual 3-up on the dice, he'll do 2 to 3 mortal wounds, and then that unit is -1 to wound. So why is that good? Instead of that,
why is that good?
That's amazing. I can't help but say it. Is that it means that you can be -1 to hit and -1 to wound and not have to use the battle scripture for -1 to wound, which would have involved and lock me into picking river on my first turn and then picking mountain in order to get to -1 to wound on a unit. Now with Sevireth, I don't have to do that. I have total freedom. I can do what I want. And it means that I get to make you -1 to wound in combat while also being -1 to hit. And if I position correctly, -2 to hit, which I normally do with this army all the time. And why am I always able to position perfectly? Because Sevireth moves 18 inches plus d6 plus 2 after I shoot.
So good at Warhammer.
I'm just so good at Warhammer.
So good at Warhammer.
Ah!
Yeah, I love these guys. I was like, yeah, you just have to be. I'm so good at this game.
I'm just so good at this game.
Yeah, when you're basically teleporting across the field of battle.
It's just
so
jealousy.
complicated.
I'm so
complicated.
Not good at the game. My opponents just aren't as good as the game.
No. When I do it, it's amazing.
When I do it,
you
it's
do
amazing.
it, luck.
Luck.
Yeah. Sevireth is really freaking good. It's just
He's 10 wounds, 4-up save, 5-up ward, moving 18. Like, this is incredible. Its shooting profile is amazing on 4s, 4 shots, 2s, 3s, red 3 damage. It means you counter shoot on 3s, 3s. It is what you always do. Like, I've always found an excuse to try and counter shoot with Sevireth. If for so many reasons, movement, so many reasons of like just damage, just straight aggressive damage.
It's 3 flat damage.
It's 3 flat damage, right? The consistency, the average of damage that you should be doing with Sevireth is 6, but the ceiling is 12. And that's incredible. And that's so reliable. Coming from Idneth and a turtle, where I was consistently, with the turtle, always counter shooting, and I had same thing, same profile, just reversed. So I was hitting on 4s and wounding on 2s. Like, I did it every turn, as many turns as I possibly could with this turtle. I'm doing the same thing with Sevireth, but it's 1,000% better because I can move.
1,000%.
Literally 1,000% better.
Yeah.
Because I can move and be in a perfect position almost every time, be out of range to be shot at, to be charged at, to be whatever I want. He just dictates, and like nobody else.
He's 340 points.
So worth it every single time, always. I'm having a hard time seeing him not in everybody's list. Sometimes people are building certain things that you just doesn't synergize with as well, and that's why you might not bring Sevireth. But like, he's such an amazing utility piece on his own.
And you haven't even talked about his OC. And you're like, his
like,
OC5, what's so exceptional? It's because it's attached to an 18-inch movement model.
Now, here's the fun part that Lionel's going to freak out about, is I pick strength first, and then I pick, as far as battle scripture, I pick strength with my list, and then I pick -1 to hit. And what does that give me? It gives me +4 move. So this bastard moves 22 inches across the board, anywhere I want.
OC5 is legitimately amazing. He'll move because he then bows whatever's on the objective, and he could just scoop it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's
incredible.
He's so good.
There's so much to talk about with him, and he is absolutely incredible. Just the fact of like, you also are adding +2 for every instance of wind. So if you go the path I'm talking about, where you go strength and then you just continue with wind the rest of the game,
Ludicrous.
you get to like, by the time you get to round 5 and you have him, you are adding 10 inches plus d6 after
Even
you
3.
shoot. Oh yeah. You just be anywhere you want to be on the board, far away from your opponent.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Like, you can move 16 inches, like, by round 5. Even by round 3, though, like, by round 3, I usually have 2, so that's 6 inches plus D6 away from someone. Like, you just...
Minimum 7 inches before
minimum
even
7
redeploy.
inches before I even redeploy. You can't redeploy because you're going to have to shoot to be able to move.
Oh, Sorry, pardon me.
Sorry.
You move 7, you counter shoot, then move 7? No, you don't do that anymore. Thank God you don't do that anymore, right? You don't do that anymore. I'm still recovering from that.
He's still reeling.
Yeah.
But this is the point, is that he is worth his points every single time. He's incredible. He's your delivery system as well for Eltharion. If you need him to be, he can be anything you need him to be. Right. He is the ultimate champion in my hearts.
Is really, really good. Okay, so we now go to Hurricane Windmage. We mention him because he's got a good spell.
That's it. He has once per game. Yeah, you can run, charge, shoot, whatever. That's cute. In the list I'm thinking about with Hurricanum, where you have basically a lot of Hurricanum and Eltharion, it is interesting because once per battle you can really punish your opponent by being able to run with all these units. And if they're all moving, like Hurricanum wind chargers are moving 18, shooting 18, you basically can't get away from them, and they're going to be running on top of that. It can get scary.
We'll talk about them after.
But we'll talk about them afterwards. My point being is that, like, his ability is not useless, but it's once per battle, so you have to keep that in mind. You kind of have a go turn, if that makes sense, or a turn where you want to get out so you can start doing things in case you get locked.
What does the ability do?
Yeah, you pick 3 visible Hurricanum units that are wholly within 12 to be the target, and then for the rest of the turn, each of them can use the run ability and still shoot and or charge. Sorry, they can't retreat and shoot and charge. That's my bad. I messed that up. So that's what you can basically do with them. It's cute. The big thing is that you can teleport. You pick a unit, and that unit can teleport.
That's the spell.
And that's the spell.
Yeah.
And that's worth it. He's a 1 cast. He's flying, so he's a bit susceptible. So you put him in the shrine, and that's where he ends up.
Yeah.
Being for most
12-inch move, wizard, fine. It's mostly because you just have access to a teleport. And teleport is always
great.
That's solid on a 7, and then within the context of the army, that's
reroll.
actually not that hard to.
And you get the +1 from this.
You can put the wand if that's something you really need to do.
Yeah.
We are going to skip the. Oh no, we're not. We're going to actually talk about the Hurricane Spirit of the Wind. This is the generic, much like Alvanor has a generic Spirit of the Mountain. So does the Fox has a generic Fox. This guy's real good. It's the issue is Sevireth exists.
I wouldn't even argue that Sevireth exists. I've seen lists with Hurricanum Spirit of the Wind.
With both.
With both.
And but not with this over Sevireth.
No.
Right.
Sevireth outshines him by a big way. And I think a lot of people's knee-jerk when they saw the book was that he was going to be better. The generic was going to be better. The thing that gave a lot of people pause is like 2 less wounds. So he's a little bit more susceptible. And also just like less rend, less damage. He's anti-monster, so he still can like be rend 3 against monsters and damage 3 against monsters as well because of the ability. So like he can shoot as well into monsters as Sevireth, but really why you take him is for this ability here, which is, and he can also do the move, same thing as Sevireth. The important thing that you need to know is the Spirit and Sevireth both can't do that shoot and then move situation. Only one of them can. Yeah. They have the same ability. The reason why you take the Hurricanum Spirit of the Wind is because on a 3-up, you can give the target strike last until for the rest of the turn. And that's really why you do it. You pick an enemy that you did damage to. Now, it's very important that you have to have actually allocated damage points to them. And then on a 3-up, you make them fight last. So there's a lot of conditions there, but that is a cute control piece. That is, good. It's fine. And more shooting is always good, especially on something that moves.
Basically, that's the main reason why you're actually taking him. His ability on a 3+
to make things fight last is amazing. It's good.
Is all right.
It's good.
Is all right. I mean, within the context of the army where you have duality and activating 2 units or activating a unit that has first strike, like this guy becomes a little redundant, but I mean, more shooting is good.
Yeah.
And it's really good shooting.
Context of like your opponent coming in, you have the wind there, they might get a charge off, and you want to make sure you win that combat. You can counter shoot with him, and he's not bad.
Yeah, he's what, 240 points?
I think so.
270.
So he's a bit expensive. I'd like to see him at 240, but it is what it is. is fine. You can fit him in lists.
Yeah, he's fine. The
Wind Chargers.
The Wind Charger Cav is, again, another fantastic unit.
Yeah.
14-inch move, 3 wounds, 4-up save again, but this time a little bit role difference is the fact that it's more of a shooting unit as opposed to a melee unit.
So basically the 3 shots on 3s, 4s, rend 1 damage, have also crit auto wound and anti-cav. All of that is amazing. The thing that's the problem is that they shoot 12, but really, because they can shoot 18, you can be in real safety and get quite a lot of shots through. So I've looked at different lists, and it kind of is interesting. Like if you can get 2 units of 10 and another unit of 5 in a list with 2 units of spirit, like Sevireth, Aethercannon, and like Eltharion, you get kind of an interesting list that ends up building where you wouldn't pick Warhost of Duality. You'd pick the reduced damage by like was it -1 to damage every damage point?
Right.
You take that one instead, because Warhost of Dualities, these guys aren't fighters. They're more shooties. And if in a world where we're looking at the new GHB and it potentially has less obscuring, if it does, this is a list that could be viable and interesting. The reason for it is because when you take Sevireth and you have Sevireth beside the Aethercannon Wind Chargers, you now add you have 1 battle scripture, and then you have your battle scripture where you pick wind again. And now this unit can potentially basically move 18 and shoot 18. And that's incredibly aggressive on a unit that when you take 10 of them is 30 shots on 3s, 4s, rend 1 damage with crit auto. And now you take that's 60, then 70 shots, along with Sevireth's reliability of shots, along with the Aethercannon spirits shooting off a monster that's just basically shooting the same as Sevireth. You can cripple your opponent very dramatically, and then
At a distance.
Yeah. And if your opponent is not fast, doesn't move fast enough, you can backboard these units, and then get them into range immediately, aggressively, shoot off a bunch of stuff, cripple your army, cripple your opponent's army, and then they're going to lock you in combat. That's inevitable. But you have answers through elemental push. You have answers through even battle scriptures to be able to pull yourself out, because there's actually a battle scripture that each you can shoot and or charge if you use a retreat ability in the same phase. There are a lot of little tricks that you can do depending on how you play it.
And you can still do the trick that you were talking about with Silver Helms with this. This is equally as durable.
Yes. Sorry. Yes.
Yeah, 3 wounds, 4-up armor. That's the same as the Dawn Riders.
The only issue is that these guys don't have shoot in combat.
No, they don't. No, they don't. But I mean, if you...
conceptually with pinning.
Yes.
Yes. They're also 20 points cheaper.
They are 160 points.
They are 20 points cheaper than the Dawn Riders.
Yeah.
So Dawn Riders have to get into combat, which they can reliably, to be able to do output and damage. These guys don't need that to be able to deliver.
But if you wanted to, that was an option.
If you wanted to, that's an option. That's something you can.
Yeah. I mean, typically you're not going to commit these guys in the combat. You're just going to pepper hard. Yeah.
At 70 shots plus Sevireth plus Aethercannon, you're just going to decimate basically a flank.
Yeah.
Because you're going to move fast enough to decimate that flank. Your opponent is going to charge into you and lock you into combat, and you're going to think, crap, I'm screwed. But you remember, all those units that are shooting 18 are also going to be -1 to hit. And then if Sevireth is nearby, -1 to wound against you. So you might not lose that many casualties. And then you switch back to, let's say, Rune of Strength. So you went Rune of Strength on turn 1, you stayed back. Then you went -1 to hit and +4 to move, and you moved everything forward, shot a ton of shots, crippled your opponent's army. Your opponent then responds, locking you into combat, thinking they're brilliant and killing a couple of things, but they're also -1 to hit and -1 to wound. And then on your turn 3, because you have a big old brain, if you win prio, you might choose to go strength, and now all of them can retreat out and shoot. That makes sense? There's so many nuances in tech with that kind of build, which is why I like it so much. And you're also reducing damage by having the 8th Meter Guardian. You have Eltharion to respond as well, because you're always going to take Eltharion in every list. it's not a bad conceptual list. It's just bad in this edition right now with the GHB being so much obscuring. Yeah. And that's the only thing that is really stopping this, when your opponent can just stay in a forest or stay obscured on an objective.
I mean, they still have to come out eventually, but...
So that's just another build that works. That's really
What's interesting is this.
Yeah.
Is we talked about Stone Guard, right? We're talking about Alrith. Alrith dictating your
battle scripture.
Your scriptures. This also dictates.
Not necessarily. There's a lot more flexibility here, I argue, than there is with Alrith. Because Alrith, I have to go Rune of the River, and then I have to go Rune of the Mountain. The thing about Wind Chargers is I only need 2 instances to get them to 18 inches shooting range. Okay. So Sevireth already gives me 1 instance of the battle scripture, which means I only need minus the wind 1 more time, dictated.
I mean, you could say that about the mountain.
No, mountain, I need 5 up wards.
Yeah,
I need wards to be able to be survivable.
You mean active all the time.
Active all the time.
Right.
Because then the units don't survive. I need that ward. I need that -1 to wound. That's why it's dictated.
You needed the scripture to be chosen at the start of every round to maintain the ward.
thing.
Whereas this just looks at, have you picked it at one point in time?
Yes. Great.
You get this. It doesn't need to be active. It just needs to be chosen at one point in time.
You got it.
Yeah.
And that's why everything else here, is so much more flexible. There's so much more nuance that you can pull with being able to go strength, wind, strength, river. There's so much nuance. Like you were talking about pinning with this unit, you can still do that. Flexibility.
That's just an option you have.
That's just an option you have.
For whatever reason. If
literally, you go strength, you go river, you go strength and wind, and then you notice, that opponent doesn't have retreat and charge, and I can pin their large unit that needs to get lots of bodies in. Yeah. No problem. You can just switch to river, move those units within 3, and now...
Well, what you could do is...
They're stuck.
If they're also mobile, and they're about to strike, and it's your active, and you know they're about to strike, to mitigate the turn, you can move, shoot, commit. Right?
What are you talking about?
With these guys.
On your opponent's turn? No.
Not on your opponent's turn. If you know that the next turn, priority's up in the air.
Oh, yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And the possibility, now they're also mobile. So they're also in position that turn.
Okay.
It's your turn, but they're in position to be able to punish you on a priority roll.
Yeah.
Let's say it goes their way.
Yeah.
What you can do is forego, move 1 unit aggressively in, shoot, commit, entangle, pile on the priority turn that you just want to mitigate.
Yes.
And now just eliminate half their army and bog them down with 30
that's what I was saying. You have that flexibility if you want to.
Yeah.
Right.
But that's what I'm trying to say is that you can then strike and fade, you move the rest of the army, keep on peppering and control half.
And I will say this, the only problem with it, Lionel, is that with this unit, you eventually will need to go to retreat and charge and shoot to get the value.
Yeah.
To be able to do what you need them to do. They can do this if they are in a desperate situation, and it only really works.
But if you fail that prio.
If you fail that prio, yes.
So if they win it, you have a get out of jail free card.
You do, yes.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
The get out of jail card works on units that have to be strung out, are large.
But that's the option.
But that's the option, yes.
You have that option.
And no, that's why I love
with
the army.
With a 14-inch move.
That's why I love this army.
With then a 3-inch pile.
Yeah.
And then, did you win priority? And you're positioned to punish me? And this is there.
You could power through. You could power through out, and then just be like, hi, I'm now tagging your army.
Yeah. You could also power through position.
Stay outside of 3.
Position for the priority. Or did
So.
you win it and I didn't get a choice? Fine, I'll just go click and just now engage. It's kind of like Mighty Destroyers, except I'm not going to say better, more flexible.
I wouldn't even say better because
more flexible.
Mighty Destroyers
because you have the option to pivot.
Right?
You Mighty Destroyers both turns. That's the amazing thing about Mighty Destroyers. But Mighty Destroyers doesn't have all the rest of these aspects.
I know. Yeah.
The creativity of that.
The creativity of all that. Yeah.
What I'm trying to say is, why is this so much better? Even though it kind of semi dictates a few things, it's the movement.
Yes.
The incredible movement.
Yes. 18 inches, 22 inches, you're all over the place.
Why are you then picking stone guys that move 6?
Move 6,
or
exactly.
wardens that move
6.
Six.
They can move 10, but again, it's 6.
Blade lords, could also
thing.
move faster?
14, 18,
Yeah.
8 inches more, I know.
And that's what we're talking about. All right, there's only one more thing to really discuss in the book, and that's the terrain piece.
We already know. We've talked about it a bunch, but it's basically like
it's
a
amazing.
move block. It's a giant. It creates a giant base when you have a guy
gorgeous.
on top. It's gorgeous. So when you have a guy on top, the whole thing, like, doesn't have a base.
Yeah.
The model itself doesn't have a base.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? It means literally you treat everything as the model. So if you're charging it, like the shadow that's cast from the top ring down, you can't be underneath that shadow because you're technically going through the model. So you technically have this giant blocking piece of terrain. So if you have two pieces of terrain, large pieces of terrain here and here, and you take your temple and you put a dude on it,
here's two pieces of terrain, and then you move in between.
and you move in between, and now you have all your units like tuckered in behind, all your hitty units, all your shooty units, whatever it is. Your opponent comes in and kills a terrain. Oh no, I put that there, and then you punish them for it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, there's so much nuance there. The fact that you can control an objective if you have a guy on the terrain as well.
It projects a 3-inch.
And yes. So, like, literally,
goes-
you can just touch a piece of terrain, touch an objective with this terrain feature, and the model who's on that terrain feature still has their control score, still counts as being on there. You can also run this thing.
Oh, wait. This thing would be broken if it moved.
It moves.
Oh.
Yeah. Did I mention that? It moves. So you can put a guy on top of it. It moves 6 inches. It can actually run as well.
Yeah.
So it runs D6. You can't like auto run it, but it's fine. You can still do move abilities like a run. And it doesn't preclude the hero that's on it. If the hero has a shooting attack, it can still shoot from it. It can't fight while it's in the shrine, but it can shoot. And also, did I mention it lets every Lumineth Realm-lords wizard at least roll, you get to re-roll one cast every turn? Yeah.
Wholly within 12? Or
Wholly within 12, I believe, yeah.
I think it's wholly within 12.
Yeah. While this terrain feature has a Shrine Guard, and you can reroll casting rolls for that spell. It's once per turn reaction. You declare a spell ability for a Lumineth Realm-lords unit wholly within 12 of terrain.
Yeah. All right. That's the book.
Yeah.
Before we quickly go into your lists,
Yeah.
what is your overall feelings regarding? First, let's talk about it in 3rd edition. What do you think of
I mean,
Lumineth?
4th edition?
Fourth edition. What do we think about them in
This
fourth?
GHB?
This GHB, yeah.
In a situation where you have kind of a nice variety of both wide and narrow battle plans, this book is awesome. It gives you lots of flexibility. It gives you all the tricks. You just need to have the ceiling of skill, like what Lionel was talking about, to see all of your outs, to see all of the positioning tricks that you can use at your disposal to dominate. That's honestly what it is.
One of the best designed books.
Easily. This book came along out with Tzeentch, and I say both of those books are
Phenomenal.
phenomenal design. Both feel like this feels less flavorful and lore-wise. Like, I don't care too much about that. Like, I don't read too much into it. What I love about it is the amount of flexibility it offers, and the design as far as units is very, very clear. That they are offering you different choices and different pathways for you to play and express your play in a way that is distinct to you as a player, which I love. I like to think that like the choices I make are meaningful in list building and in the way and style I play on the table, and are kind of a form of expression.
Right.
And I am expressing that. Versus a lot of the time, the armies have an identity and they express that identity. So like my Soul Blight have a very particular identity and they express that identity. My Doc, same thing. Like they have a very distinct identity, they express that identity. There is nothing else there. I can't really, if I don't jive with the play style, like there's not much I can do against it. There's no recourse.
Yeah.
Whereas with this book, I have so much flexibility. I have so many different options. I can play this in so many different ways that every game feels exciting, like a new problem to solve, and feels distinct and interesting. So 10 out of 10 book.
Love it.
Yeah.
Okay, What's very interesting about what you said is my greatest criticism of, so for instance, the destruction. And I'm going to link it. Now watch this. When they design destruction, for instance, they design it from the fact that every army in destruction is a bunch of knuckleheads. That's their baseline.
Okay.
Okay? So where can you go from that? So daughters are absolutely aggressive murder witches.
Yeah.
That's their baseline. Very obviously, that's
Yeah.
what they were doing.
Yeah.
This is what they are.
Yeah.
Right? So if you start off with knuckleheads, you get nothing but a knucklehead army.
Sure.
Right? Whereas if you start off with like a cool concept like I want to be murder or I want to be a death faction that is
recursion.
also the most aggressive army in the game for whatever reason, you get that, right?
Sure.
This started from the design concept of Lumineth are superior. That was the baseline.
Yeah. I am better than you.
Yeah. I mean, that is kind of their background, to be fair.
They believe themselves arrogant, yeah.
Yeah. They
had to remove all emotion.
That is the baseline, though, right? And it seemed like that was the decision of everything they do, is that they are the superior army. They are the superior race. They are the superior...
Sure.
And that is... You know what happens when you start off on that point? Man... You
Sky's the limit, baby.
you get some amazing stuff.
Yeah.
And honestly, this is fantastic. It's much like the Tzeentch. Tzeentch is the baseline was these guys are going to be absolutely amazing wizards, and also the big theme of that book is Trixie, right?
Yeah.
And it nails it.
Yeah.
It nails it. I love it when they're starting off with something that is positive and they're building on that identity. Not so much when it's like knuckleheads.
You have a very high opinion of destruction, I see.
I love destruction.
Yeah, no,
to be fair, I absolutely
really do.
adore destruction. I just wish the design team did too. All right, so let's talk about your winning list, and we're going to just touch it because this has already been going on for quite a.
Yeah.
We're probably just going to talk about your clash list.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about your clash list, and then we'll call it.
Yeah.
So your clash list, we already talked about it a bunch or touched upon it. Lots of heroes.
Lots of heroes. You got Leonor, you got the Enlightened, Lyrior for the fight first, and the mobility. He's another unit that, as I explained, can hit as hard as Eltharion.
Yeah.
And is a nice complement to Eltharion, and a nice delivery system for Eltharion as well. And just a nice defensive piece because, again, it means that I could potentially fight on your turn before you with Eltharion.
Yeah.
So for all of those reasons, he was amazing. Enlightener, to be able to turn off crit hits, pretty obvious, right? Being able to turn that off on Eltharion and Ellania and Ellathor are really, really good.
Yep.
Obviously, Eltharion made the list. Enough said. He pops up wherever I want him. Then I had the the twins. Twins have a very so twins are just a cool tech piece more than anything else. The potential to be able to teleport, the healing. They can also hit really hard into things with a weaker save. So clearing out units becomes a little bit easier. So generally, the chain fighting would go like. Lyrior would have to go first, and then Eltharion would go and hit something else, and then the twins would hit, and I get to hit with these three on my turn before you've had a chance to go.
That's so ludicrous. The
That's
output is
really
so crazy.
What made it impactful, and they're so consistent, 2s, 3s, in either, and all three of those contexts I gave you, all three of those units, they all hit on 2s and wound on 3s. Like
you're not all out
consistent.
attacking.
I don't need to all out
You're
attack.
saving all that for
Saving all
defense.
that, all defense, right?
Or power through.
Or power through. Or both. Yeah. All the movement tricks and shenanigans.
So Ellathor and Ellathor, you have the
More
Enlightener,
importantly, all three of the guys I just mentioned
Eltharion.
can be obscured.
Yeah.
So all three of them can be obscured. They start in obscuring and then can branch out and be fast enough with certain tech and what I do with battle scriptures to be able to get to where I need to go.
Yeah.
So They all are amazing, obviously. Sevireth as well. I've talked
Now
about
we
Sevireth.
add Fox.
Now we had the Fox.
Yep.
Sevireth being able to move 18, in my list 22 inches, and then shoot, and then move meant I could get Eltharion to wherever I wanted him to be.
Did you abandon that objective? I'll move, shoot you, fade over to it, cap it. Now I control it. Now for you to get it, you have to come over here.
Yeah.
And I'll just zip over there.
Zip over there.
All right, so Ellania and Ellathor, Eltharion, Enlightener, Fox. Anything else? There's a Lyrior.
I talked about Lyrior.
Lyrior. Yeah, that's another hero.
Yeah, I talked about the fight first guy.
I know, but we were talking about your list.
Oh yeah. So that's
because they don't have an image.
One,
Folks,
two,
what
three.
I'm gonna do is he's gonna send me his list.
Yeah.
I apologize. This is completely my fault. What I'll do is I will then post it or pin it to the description of the stream.
Yeah.
So it won't be here right away as we record this, but it will be hopefully when you look at it. All right.
And then like Enlightener was there. I think I said in the shrine. Then Sevireth. There's one other Lumineth hero, which was the 9 dice rally guy, and I talked about how in my games there was like only a couple of instances where I really used his 9 dice rally. A lot of the time he was there on an objective. The reason why I used rally so very infrequently was because whenever Eltharion was going in, I always made sure he could go in to a unit that's beside a place of power, that's beside a forest, that could be fully either obscured and be -1 to hit, or just be obscured. And that was the key. It's just keeping all of your units within an inch of a place of power, within an inch of a forest, or in a forest for the -1 to hit. It's mainly about having the tactical sense to go, I need to get that guy into a really good position and kill something. And that's easy enough.
No, but that's amazing tip though.
Right, like
the heads up, what you're talking about is being very cognizant of what's going to happen after, right?
Yes.
Like the after, once you power through, or the next turn where you could redeploy, so you make sure you can't just be shot at, whatever.
Yeah, you never leave him exposed, basically. And the main thing was, if I can put him in a fight, no matter what fight it is, while he is in a forest, that was the key. Because he could be -1 to hit. I'd always pick the Rune of the Wind for him. Yeah. So he's -1 to hit, and he's in a forest. So it doesn't matter that you all attacked.
You're still -1.
You're still -1 to hit.
Yeah.
And that meant that it was very difficult to hurt him in any way. You were always going to be in a forest, going to be next to a place of power. If he's next to a place of power, the reason why is because he can heal. Right? I'm in combat. If combat didn't go well, no problem. On a 3 up, heal 2.
Yeah.
Boom.
And 2 to that chassis is
huge.
It's equivalent to like 7, 8 wounds.
Like people don't think of that.
Yeah, it's so
you're thinking of like 3 up save with 7 wounds.
Yeah.
It's not a large wound pool, so you are susceptible to chip damage over time. Yeah. That's an answer to that.
Yeah.
Then, okay, what else did I have on the list? I had Riverblades. Riverblades were just a tech piece that were basically jumping around the board, doing the 2d6 move. I talked about how in one games I tried to use them more aggressively. It didn't work out, but it's a potential that you have that's cool. And yeah, that's basically what they're there for. They're good. Then I had the KO Reg. And the KO Reg was my best possible answer to Nurgle.
Nurgle's kind of a big deal.
Nurgle's kind of a big deal, and it's in a lot of armies and a lot of lists.
Yeah. Popular army, yeah.
Popular army.
From a meta perspective, competitively, it's everywhere,
you're probably going to end up playing it. I didn't end up playing it that weekend.
Weird.
Yeah. But I think that there's a reason for that, and I can get into it. I think the main reason is all the missions at Clash, except the last one, Life Roots, are all very wide. So Grasp of Thorns, Surge of Slaughter, Creeping Corruption, I think, was one of them. There was another one, Roiling Roots.
But they used Passing Season too, didn't they?
No, Passing Season.
Roiling Roots. Grasp of Thorns?
Yeah, Roiling Roots, and I think the other one was Cyclic Shifts. And Nurgle hates all of those missions because they're so wide.
Not all of them, but yeah.
Yeah, like hates the majority of those.
Yeah.
And
it's terrible.
That's basically why I didn't end up meeting it, and it's also why I designed the list I did. I have 3 more units for 340 points in the form of the KO Reg. Or 350 points, sorry. So 350 points, I get 3 extra units which is really good.
Yeah, it's good. Solid.
For the price of usually what would be 1 reinforced.
Yep.
And the cute thing as well is any infantry unit, which is a majority of my army, for a CP can teleport anywhere on the board.
Any friendly
unit.
from that little navigator
From
dude.
that little hero that's there. Not only that, I can also pick a terrain feature. This is very cute. Pick a terrain feature within 18 of him, and any unit that is within an inch heals D3 of my units. So that means even if he is in combat, Eltharion, he can potentially heal D3. I never had to use it, to be clear. But it's something that's there that's awesome that you can do. You also have mortal wounds you can do. You can pick an objective and do some mortal wounds. I'm not going to get into all of that, but that's part of why he is good in the list. That little hero, as well, has an ability that he picks just as long as the unit is visible and on the board. It doesn't matter the range. So it means he picks he can only pick his own units and himself. And he rolls a dice. On a 3-up, he can do one of 3 abilities. And one is add +5 to control score. So this little hero, that's 2 control score, is now 7 control score.
Yeah.
And he can do that on the units as well. I can retreat and shoot, or add +1 to run and +1 to charge. +1 to run and charge, useless. But the other 2, extremely helpful and extremely useful.
Yeah.
Being able to retreat out, even if it's only 4 inches, and be able to continue to shoot with those KO regs is huge, because the KO Thunderers that come in that KO reg also have an incredible ability that they get to turn off wards. And this is where the tech into Nurgle comes into play. I don't have the insane amount of damage to deal with things with high wards and high wound density. But if I can turn off their ward, now I can cripple those units pretty handedly. Now I can pretty handedly kill them. And that's along with like Sevireth's shooting and Eltharion's combat and Lyrior's combat and the twins' combat. You can really kill something dead, even if it has a 3-up save, because you've removed their ward. So what that unit does is it picks a unit, and you pick of 1 or 2 ammo shots before you roll. So 1 is to turn off wards, and it's just turn off wards completely.
Yeah, it's not a reduction.
Until the start of your next turn.
So crazy.
Or you can make them control score 1. And both are extremely helpful. In the Stormcast game, that was extremely helpful for a unit of Vanquishers that had teleported in and charged in. My opponent was trying to get the objective to be able to score, and I was just like, cool, KO reg, point, shoot, you're now control score 1. And now my guy on my terrain feature controls that objective. And now you have to kill a terrain feature and then kill my hero to be able to get that objective. Good luck. That's incredible. To be able to point at any bloodthirster. And people are like, well, how are you doing it? Don't you have to roll like a 6-up because to exceed the control characteristic when you do that roll for that ability? Well, you add the damage points you do with that unit to that roll.
Yeah.
So the average amount of damage on a unit of Thunderers into any kind of unit doesn't matter the save, like even if it's a 3-up save, even if it's a 4-up save, even if it has a 5-up ward afterwards, you usually do like 3 damage through, 4 damage through. So that means I'm making that roll, it's a 2-up or a 3-up to turn off the ward, or a 2-up or a 3-up to turn off their control score to 1. On a unit that has a control score 1, I just do 1 damage, it happens automatically. Even if I roll a 1, I now exceeded the roll. So that's where that unit, that KO reg, really came in handy, because if I wanted to be aggressive, I now can teleport that unit within 9 inches. You can't redeploy away because I'm shooting 18 inches with that unit. I turn off your ward, I shoot with Sevireth, I potentially do anywhere from 9 to 12 damage to you.
You could even charge with Sevireth and then teleport Eltharion.
Yeah, and that's what you do, right? You shoot. No, you shoot first.
Yeah, I understand.
And then move closer, and then charge within 3 with Eltharion. Fair and just. What's the problem? So this is the interesting thing about the combo of my list. This is where the nuance comes into play and where it's really, really fun. As far as battle scripture, what I was always doing was, because the missions were so wide and I knew I needed to get places quickly, I would always go strength and then wind. And why? Strength gives me the +1 to run, +1 to charge turn 1. Most of the time I'm not committing on turn 1 anyways. I'm playing conservative. And on turn 2, I got Wind. And what does that give me? Wind gives me the -1 to hit, and then immediately gives me the +4 move. So now I put that on Sevireth, I put that on Lyrior. Lyrior moves 18 inches and charges, the +1 to charge. The Sevireth moves 22 inches, shoots, then moves 2d6, d6 plus, just d6, sorry, d6 plus 4 inches is going to get within outside of 3. I hopefully charge with Lyrior with the fight first. I then get Sevireth in, and then our little friend Eltharion joins the party. And there you go. And that most of the time means I also make my D3 rolls with Sevireth, and you're probably going to be -1 to wound, and -1 to hit, potentially -2 to hit if I position Eltharion correctly, because he didn't charge when he teleported in, and usually he's going to be in a forest in cover, so he's also going to be -1 to hit.
Or near a place power.
Or near a place power.
Be obscuring at the bare minimum.
Be obscuring at the bare minimum.
Yeah.
So now, Eltharion is going to be -2 to hit, -1 to wound if you want to hit into Eltharion.
If it's in a forest, yeah.
If it's in a forest.
Yeah.
Good luck. And now I have all of these attacks hitting you before you're able to go on my turn, and then it goes to your turn. And now I potentially, if we're still in combat with Lyrior, fight first again, and I get to hit you again with Lyrior and with Eltharion.
At flat 4 or 5 damage, or whatever the heck he's at that moment.
No, you're thinking of the twins, sorry.
I am thinking of the twins.
So
Sorry, Lyrior is the battle armor. I apologize.
Yeah.
I apologize. That's the one that hands out the strike first, right?
Strike first, yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
So, yeah, it's all good. So, like, that's the
I confuse
combo.
my all-powerful pieces.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
You got it. It's
so
amazing.
much power. It's
So much power.
So much,
And it's so powerful.
So, no, to be fair, though, you went 5-0.
Yeah.
And you win against 5-0 against a fairly tough field as well. Like, Clash is a very competitive event. A lot of the French guys, because so the reason why I love them is I don't get to see them because they're not in my local area, so I don't get to experience.
That's why he hates us. He sees us all the time.
Yeah, I don't get to experience the wonderful French awesome players. That's literally that's it. Like, I'm surrounded by awesome players. I'm not complaining. Yeah. There's a tremendous amount of amazing players in the area. It's just, to me, they're like an exotic animal.
Yeah,
because it's like I don't see them. And I had a fantastic time there. All my guys were absolutely fantastic as well. Really good players too. But speaking back to you, your 5 games were first round was against.
Do you
remember?
Soulblight.
So you won there.
I knew that army. I know that army
because you played tons.
So
of it.
it's like it's.
Yeah, you played tons of it.
I played tons of it.
So Soulblight, not easy. One of the strongest melee armies in the game. I would imagine that's what you were probably facing. Was there any Scurrying Guard in that?
Oh yeah.
Why? Yeah.
There was a Scurrying Guard. There was a unit of 10 Blood Knights. That was a lot of wounds to get through and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
All right, second round.
Second round was Hellsmiths.
Also really good actually. If it's the Hellsmith unit, the army that I'm thinking of, which is mostly infantry.
It was Army of Renown with Uruk-Tar and the War Machines. And
it's a legitimately good army.
It's legitimately, actually very, very good. I had a very hard time really breaking it.
That's so. It's an ocean. It's an ocean of models.
It took a lot to break it. I was really amazed because I even throwing like Eltharion, the twins, and Lyrior, all of them were required to kill just Uruk-Tar. And were not in a great spot because they were just beside a place of power. So they were obscured, but weren't -1 to hit. And then like the 2 big hulking war machines came in. One of them was fighting twice. Like even Eltharion like didn't manage to kill one, the one that was fighting twice. And like I was seriously concerned about like losing Eltharion in that game.
Oh my God.
Oh, not my prince.
Losing Eltharion.
Not my prince. I can't lose my prince. My beautiful boy.
That's a ridiculous model.
You can't lose my prince.
Ridiculous. All right,
my beautiful boy.
You almost lost him.
I almost lost him.
You almost lost him. All right.
So
you sound ridiculous. That's what you sound right now.
I almost lost him.
I almost lost him. There was a moment where I almost lost him.
Almost lost him.
Yeah.
Terrifying.
Right. Very good. All right. So
eventually was at the breakthrough. Was fine in the end.
Chaos Dwarves defeated.
Defeated.
Good army, good player. Third round.
Ridge, Stormcast.
Ridge, good player, local guy, been on Worlds
Team
off
Canada,
and on.
captain last year.
Yeah, is
Amazing player.
And you know what's awesome about Ridge actually is the fact that he plays like different armies. He's not like
No,
he's good with all.
the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's jumped on Stormcast. He's played Ogres recently, and he loves
Gitz
his
at one
Skaven.
point.
Gitz. He
Loves
loves
Skaven.
Skaven.
So much love about Skaven.
So much love of Skaven for
It's
him.
obscuring kind of
Yeah,
makes that
I
army
think
a little
it makes
bit.
it- yeah.
At least the army he used to run.
think
Anyway,
so, yeah.
you walk over Ridge. You walk over Ridge.
No, the most amazing part with Ridge was that in that game, I think he was really astounded by and stunned by how much
stupid it
obscuring
is?
I was able to create. No,
It's
obscuring.
stupid. No, stupid.
Okay, fine. How much obscuring I was able to create in that game because I had to place power. I put all my shit next to a place power, and everything was obscured except basically Sevireth, and I just continually made things obscuring.
Sorry, what was Ridge playing again?
Stormcast.
Yeah, okay.
So he's playing like Paladors, 6 Paladors,
6 long strikes.
6 long strikes. Your traditional Stormcast list.
Still very good list.
Still amazing list.
Where there's teleports and long strikes,
Just
always good.
Always. 2 units of Sequester Soulsworn. You're talking about an amazing...
Soulsworn are so fantastic.
Oh, they're brilliant.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely fantastic.
Great list.
Yeah.
And great opponent. And yeah, that whole game was basically like him struggling to not be able to use his pieces.
Yeah. All right. So that was day one.
Yeah.
3 phenomenal lists, 3 great players.
Yep.
We go to day 2, 4th round.
Baleful Lords.
So Baleful Lords are the all Bloodthirster army.
All Bloodthirsters.
Also, very good list. Does require a really good pilot.
Yeah, I mean...
And
this
on
is
the 4th round, guess
Yeah.
what you're meeting?
good pilot.
A really good pilot.
Yeah. I mean, this is the local guy, Kevin Wardrop, amazing player, plays locally and plays in and around our area. Really excellent player, typically plays Night Haunt, is jumping onto this. You just like really honestly, just the fun of that list of just 5 Bloodthirsters. And it's a really fun list.
Yeah.
The problem was we played on a mission that has 6 objectives. And when you're playing on a mission that has 6 objectives, I'm an army that teleports and moves 22 inches and is
He
wherever
moves
I wanna
fast
be.
too in his defense, but
He moves 12, but not fast enough to catch me.
Yeah.
And it meant that I could literally just be anywhere I wanted to be. Right off the first turn, I win the roll off, and we realized that prio roll was the most crucial, because making sure that Baleful Lords go first now means they're locked out of the double turn.
Yeah.
They can never push too aggressive. Yeah. So literally off the first turn, I'm not greedy. I just kill 1 Bloodthirster.
just one.
Out
of the 5.
Out of the 5.
Yeah, just killed one.
Just killed one. He had 2 there beside each other. I almost killed the second. I did purposely, in just shooting, I didn't even intend to kill it, to be very clear. I didn't intend to kill it. I just meant to go kill 1 Bloodthirster, but shooting popped off for some reason, and I almost killed that second Bloodthirster, just killed the one, and that Bloodthirster just panicked and was like, I need to leave, and ran away on his... We rolled off prio, and obviously he won prio. He just ran away with it, which was the right call, because if I'm within range, I shoot him off, and Bob's your uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the Fox plays into that.
Yeah. Lyrior
Bonkers.
fight first, obviously,
Yeah.
cast fight first, and now he's no incentive to go in at all. And it just means that he can't engage, so he has to peace out. And again, he keeps everything kind of close together. He's realizing that this is bad, basically.
Well, his army's glass and you're a hammer.
Yeah, I'm glass and hammer,
yeah.
And I'm just picking off Bloodthirsters by turning off their wards,
Right.
isolating a target, and deleting.
The power of that army is the dog
Yeah.
pile and the ability, the offense to be their defense.
And
And,
then-
when now the offense isn't an option,
Yeah.
they can't hang back, moving forward, suicide. It is,
Just bad.
just real bad. All right.
Eventually, he gets in, he blows up my castle, whatever. That doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The point is, I have enough units and enough teleports that I'm on 5 other objectives, and he has 2 Bloodthirsters, and 1 is literally almost dead.
Yeah.
And I would roll off. I end up getting the double. This is turn 4, and we end up calling a game. I just end up going and I kill that. I shoot that Bloodthirster off, and he has 1 Bloodthirster and 1 Bloodthirster he can bring back, but nothing is near him. So literally, he'll grab an objective and then try to bank a 9-inch charge. That's what he's looking at.
It's so fun playing that list because when you kill them all, they're not out yet. You
Yeah.
actually have to continue playing because they can
continue
just bring them back.
They can just keep on bringing them back.
They can just bring them
And
back.
that was the cute thing was like on turn 4 was the first time he was bringing back a Bloodthirster.
Yeah.
On turn 5, he was going to bring back another Bloodthirster, probably.
All right, so that was 4th round.
4th round.
You fought the Balrogs.
Yeah.
So you're burst out of the mountain and heading toward the forest of
Zinch, I guess.
of Zinch.
Zinch, I
Glass
guess.
forest of Zinch.
The
Okay,
glass
so
forest of
Zinch, another. Okay, so
Yes.
again, if Zinch is in the 5th round, that guy doesn't suck. Who are you playing?
Jean-Francois.
Jean-Francois, also known as
my
Gene
love.
Francis.
Gene Francis.
Gene Francis. It was hilarious. I was like, oh man.
it's
One of the
just
Aussie
terrible.
guys was commenting
Coach.
on, was
AOS
commenting
coach.
on it.
Yeah.
He didn't know how to pronounce Jean-Francois. So Gene Francis it was.
And he was so sassy about it. When he got corrected, he was so sassy. I've been informed. I've been saying it wrong.
Oh, Gene Francis is amazing. I could never not look at him and call him Gene Francis. It's so funny.
I love JF. I bunked with him at Masters, and we
What's
know
there not to love? That guy's a beautiful man.
he's a wonderful human being. And like we bunked together at Masters. I love him as a player and as a person, and we had a great time.
Yeah.
Dice were crazy in this game, and that's what made it so much fun. 2 of our most iconic models lived with 1 wound remaining at clutch moments. So literally, he pushed forward aggressive with the Zangors. I explained earlier, like my opening play of trying to turn off wards onto Eltharion, onto Kairos, using the KO Reg, using my Riverblades to try and make that 8-inch charge. Didn't happen, which is fine. He ends up coming back with Kairos and a couple of things and ends up really fighting over here, while the rest of his army, which is like this unit of 20 Zangors, are pushing forward towards my objective. And I'm playing to look to see how I can get in over there. And I'm thinking this is typically not a great matchup on Life Roots because he has something so wound dense and pushing forward. And with Life Roots, if you win the initial roll off, which he did, you end up scoring Life Roots first, and then it's a struggle to kind of catch it.
It is.
Later on.
It rewards it. I mean, I took a risk on my final game and gave my opponent first. And
You
maybe that was a
really want
mistake, and
first.
it's like,
Really, really need first in Life Roots because you need
you're
to
right.
score first.
I should not enough experience playing that
mission, that's okay.
In any case, going on.
Yeah, so I'm looking at the situation and going, I need to make big plays here because he's won the initial roll-off. And as long as he keeps on winning the roll-off, if I don't push forward, I'm in trouble. The thing that he makes as a mistake is he pushes forward too aggressive. It scores him Restless 1, which is great. But as a result,
Restless 1 is take
your opponent's objective.
that he controlled ahead of
also
time.
have Restless Master.
Yeah.
So he scores Master 1 and he scores Restless 1. I'm on the back foot. He's grabbed my objective. This is around turn 2, turn 3. And what he doesn't realize is like, this kind of works out in my favor because I can take the objective back and also score Restless 1.
Trade, you're now
I
trading.
can trade. So
Yeah.
great, okay. This actually
Trading
works out.
scores,
So
yeah.
now I'm actually gonna be 5 points there.
Yeah.
I still really need to kill a hero. And all of his heroes are in the back of the board. And I can't get Eltharion there. So what do? I use my boy Sevireth. I move him 22 inches.
Oh, this is a very big brain play.
This is a very big play.
I just need to teleport this guy. Who moves? That guy.
Yeah, there you
so freaking brilliant. So
Big brain.
brilliant.
So I make the mistake of not measuring beforehand. I make this
you
mistake.
didn't.
I didn't. So I didn't measure fully, like to see if I could shoot. I assumed, and that when you assume, you make an ass of both me and you.
Oh my god. You and me.
You and
that's
me,
it.
whatever.
That's us, you,
me. I messed it up.
That's
okay. It's fine.
Terrible. Quoting the thing that just. Terrible. All right. Anyway.
Anyways, I assume I could shoot. I end up removing him. I don't end up being able to shoot. It's fine. I shoot off 12 Carrick Acolytes. And then I move 8 or 9 inches forward with Sevireth. I'm outside of 3 of Kairos. I charge Kairos. And
this is a big moment.
this big moment.
Yeah.
Kairos needs to die. And in order for me to score my tactic for Master to kind of keep myself in the game here, and to really force him to have to go back and fight his way, fight Eltharion. Mind you, 6 Enlightened are still up in their silver tower.
So good.
And I send it, Eltharion gets in, Sevireth gets in, we fight it out. I leave. I do 24 damage with Eltharion.
Are you telling me you didn't kill him on that moment?
Yes.
No.
I do 24 damage.
I thought you killed. You did kill him.
I did kill him eventually.
Oh, you didn't kill him at that?
I didn't kill him then. So
what?
This is the crazy part. I go in with Eltharion. Eltharion does 24 damage. He makes, I think he had like 3 wounds on the big bird or whatever. Anyways, he has like 13 wounds left.
Okay.
He should die.
Yeah.
He rolls rolls half. He lives with 1 wound out with Kairos. Eltharion fails to kill him. Sevireth fails to kill him. He lives that entire round with 1 wound remaining.
Oh, I thought you were, because when I came to the table, he was dead. I thought you had assassinated him at that point.
It wasn't at that point.
Oh my gosh.
So this is really bad.
Oh, this is bad.
This is really, really bad.
Yeah.
Eltharion's still at full health. It's
Jazz
fine.
fingers is what that guy's known for.
Yeah, so really, really bad. I have Sevireth beside me. I have Eltharion there, but this is not looking good.
And birds up in the air.
And birds up in the air. This is looking really bad.
What we're talking about is Enlightened. Enlightened hasn't ported
6
in yet.
Enlightened have not ported into the game yet.
Yeah.
And because of all this units that I put over here, he has a spawn ready to swappy them onto the table.
Yeah.
The one saving grace is I have Kairos, even though he's alive, at least he's a giant base that's blocking them from getting directly into me. So I'm figuring on an okay charge, even no matter the charge here, as long as it's not crazy, he's not gonna get all 6 Enlightened in. And he's gonna be potentially like -1 to wound, -1 to hit. I'm fine. I should be fine.
That's what he said.
Bastard rolls a 12. Flies all the Enlightened over Kairos. Gets all 6 into Eltharion.
Yeah.
I'm like, I am so screwed.
Is this the game where you almost lose him?
This is the game where I almost lose him, and I'm in a really bad spot, and I'm like, I'm gonna lose Eltharion, and the game will be over immediately. This is gonna be very, very bad. So, he decides to split.
Oh, no, he didn't!
So
Gene Francis, why did you do that?
5 Enlightened. Puts 5 Enlightened into Eltharion. These are fully buffed Enlightened, like buffed to the 9s. They are +1 to attack, +1 to rend. They are like at their ultimate level.
Okay, so there was a reason.
There's a reason.
Okay.
So he takes 1 Enlightened and tries to hit Sevireth. Now he is -1 to hit and -1 to wound. So that is something to consider. He does all 5 attacks.
Yeah.
All 5 of them. Between the discs and the guys on top.
Yeah.
Guys on top get only 2 attacks through. That's 6 damage. The discs get 2 attacks through. Bastard rolls a 5 and a 6 and a 6. Gives me 12 ward saves.
No.
I roll the ward saves. I live with 1 wound remaining. I get exactly average.
So
I save
if he
6.
had put the other bird in.
So no, the other bird whiffed completely.
Oh, okay.
So the good news is, mathematically, that's probably what he should have been doing to guarantee the kill. But he's also not punished for it because
it did nothing into
Sevireth.
So we're going to assume he would do the same thing.
He just assumed we do the same thing to Eltharion.
Yeah.
And literally, Eltharion lives with 1 wound and then goes, oh! And kills the bird before it is able to hit me, kills a couple of the Enlightened, and then Sevireth goes in, kills a couple Enlightened. Eltharion is safe. It flips to my turn. Eltharion swipes and kills all of those Enlightened. And with Sevireth, they all shoot into it. They actually kill it in the shooting phase.
And kill Kairos.
And kill Kairos. Like, Kairos is dead from his turn. They've killed Kairos on his turn, killed the Enlightened. I start to branch forward. I start rallying back, and the game ends up being mine. It's literally because Eltharion lives with 1 wound, but also in the inverse, it's because he makes a 12-inch charge that it was even possible. Kairos living made that also possible. There's a lot of nuance there. but
lot of luck.
holy shit, was it a lot of luck, a lot of craziness happening.
Okay,
his
sorry.
rolls, my rolls, it's crazy. Right at the end of the game, there's a chance for him to get back in the game with what I said, with the whatever his name is called, but the guy who casts when he's in combat.
Not Cursling? Cursling.
Curseling.
Cursling.
There you go.
It's Cursling.
Curseling.
Yes.
Charges in, counter charges in the Curseling, and of course I use my Twin Souls, use my 6 points to unbind that.
Yeah.
It means that now the Curseling dies to Eltharion. Because I charged in with Eltharion, I powered through onto 3. Carrick Acolytes, killed them, got onto the objective.
And win,
basically. He has nothing on the board by the time he gets to my turn.
Absolutely
There's no
incredible.
escape.
So, great player, great army. Yeah. And although I said luck, okay, so yes, luck obviously played a factor.
Absolutely,
but it lines of play.
Yes.
You have to identify the lines of play to even have a chance. In other words, much like the great Michael Jordan, you really have to take the shot.
You do, yes.
Otherwise, you miss 100% of the time. So you took the shot. Yes, he fluked off and got it in. But to go 5-0, folks, not only do you need to be a great player,
You just need to get lucky.
you do need every 5-0 game is a little bit of luck as well. Because
really
your
is.
skill sets are so close that that little deciding factor. But even then, even after losing Kairos, even after losing his Enlighten, he still had a line of play. He did not give up.
100%. And the line of play is basically to control my objective.
And the Cursling was there in position to do it.
And
had the tools.
Had the tools.
Successfully did it.
Yeah.
And then you said, no, I'm going to use this broken mechanic thing. That,
basically. You got it. Because being able to put 6 Enlightened anywhere on the board, whenever you want.
Completely fair.
Completely fair and balanced.
Completely fair and balanced. Amazing.
So all in all, it was a really fun game. It was a
Amazing.
really crazy game. And like, that just should go to show everybody playing, like, yes, it's part of like knowing your army and reps and all of that stuff.
Massively.
All
For
of
both
those
of you.
For both of us.
The only reason you were there is because of that.
But at the end of the day, it really does come down to a fair bit of luck. Luck plays a factor always.
Yeah.
And
But to get there,
to get there though, and I always usually like to think like getting to a 4-1 is basically the objective at most tournaments for myself. I never look at a situation and go, I'm going to go 5-0 here. And the reason why is because I understand that luck is involved with going 5-0.
Yeah.
Going 4-1 means I have been a successful player and I'm playing my army correctly and I'm doing all the things I should be doing.
Yeah.
And I'm basically margining and going, I have been successful. Going 3-0 at an RTT is great, and I consider that more of like rep building. I'm doing the right things, but it is less of a determining factor for me. The biggest ground of success for myself is I went 4-1 at that event. And that is always for me a measure of success.
yeah,
Always.
fair enough. Everyone's got different goals.
Yeah. 100%.
Everyone's got different goals. And I would even say that the 3-0 at an RTT, it would be dependent on how many people are participating.
Yeah,
like if you go
always.
3-0 in an 8-person event, folks, that is a solid win. Why? Because you are the undefeated guy.
Yeah.
You've now faced off against the best player
best
at
player,
that moment. Now, it's only a pool of 8 players,
Yeah.
so that could differ dramatically, but that's significant. Whereas if you're doing at an event of 24 players and you go 3-0 at that is less
Yeah.
good.
I think it also depends on the environment. We are very fortunate here that we have a very competitive and close-knit environment that's really great and supportive.
Yeah.
And I think that that's part of it as well. And engage in the online community. Like this list and my win is not in isolation. It's because I talk to a bunch of people online. I have a lot of people to thank for it, and I have reached out and thanked them. Like Terry, who I talk to all the time. Tomas, who's captain of Team Poland. Good luck to Team Poland. Good luck to Team Canada. Good luck to Team Portugal as well.
We're going to get into that, but might as well segue.
I might as well segue into it.
Yeah.
That Worlds is going to be happening.
At the time of this recording, Worlds is happening this weekend.
This weekend, yes. Yeah. And without their advice and like chatting with them and getting their insights and bringing my own insights, that this list was even able to happen.
Yeah.
I would it's like in that conversation with them that I realized there's certain potential in this list.
Yeah, man, thank you very much for coming out tonight.
That was so much fun.
That was awesome. My man was supposed to be actually at Worlds, but unfortunately, due to an injury, we'll call it that, he had to cancel his plans. So Mark was actually on Team Portugal. I don't know whether you knew Polinsky is a very, very popular Portuguese name. On his mom's side. That's basically what it is. I'm happy to say I sponsor both the Portuguese team and the Canadian team. Best of luck to both guys. Both are wonderful groups of people. Hopefully they have a phenomenal time, and bring your shield or beyond it, I guess, is there is no failure.
There is no failure.
There is no failure.
No, honestly. But they're all wonderful people, and I'm sad I'm missing it. They're all fantastic. And the environment at team events like this are phenomenal.
Yes.
And wonderful. And teams have always been, we've always said it, is the best format for AOS. And is
any miniature game.
Any miniature game.
Any miniature game. Team event is amazing.
Apex.
Yeah.
Always.
Absolutely fantastic. And even when it's not your Apex team, just commiserating with your friends is absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
All right. I want to thank my man here, Mr. Mark Polinsky.
Thank you for having me on.
I want to thank all of you for watching up to this point. I'll do one more thing in case there's a question. If there isn't, then I am going to bid you all a fond farewell. We do have a stream popping off tomorrow, actually. And then another one for 40K on, no. Unfortunately, we have to reschedule that one. Oh, well. In any case, folks, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Have a phenomenal evening, morning, or afternoon, wherever you are in the world. And I guess we'll catch you all next week.
See ya.
Ciao.